From Brandon Valley High School here in Brandon, South Dakota, it is time for Lynx football right here on Lynx TV. Good evening, everybody. I'm Kyle Roki. Ken McEwen's by my side once again for the big matchup, the homecoming matchup between the 3-1 Brandon Valley Lynx, who, by the way, just a reminder, state champs last year, taking on the 1-3 Watertown Arrows. And we were just talking about this before we started here, Ken, that this has only been the second game at home this year. We played 4 games. This is our 5th. And, you know, we're talking about the Vikings and the Gophers and how early it is in the season and all that kind of stuff, but we're really getting into the nitty-gritty here. Game number 5, we're straight up midway through this season, and we're starting to get a feel for how this Lynx team is going to look. And I think they really got back on track last week, up 41-0 at half at Rapid City Central, and they end up just destroying them 48-6. So the Lynx will try to look to do the same thing here tonight.
Well, going 3-0 right now in the last 3 games is huge, okay? As we're starting to, you pointed at, Kyle, that we're starting to pick it up in this season, and we're midway through that point. This is actually the start of the second half if you count Game 5. So you're sitting at 3-1. Last home game against Aberdeen Central was a little touchy for about 3.5 quarters, as you folks remember, the last time the Lynx touched this field. And but going out to Rapid City Central last week, big traveling day for these students, and but they came out victorious, and that's the big thing. Watertown boiling back, their win this year against Rapid City Central.
Yeah, and like we said, the Lynx were up 41-0 at half on the road against Rapid City Central, and Watertown had them in Watertown, only beat them by a touchdown. So only one game. Sounds like they played pretty tough against Washington. They lost that game, I think, 27-16. So they played pretty tough there. But, yeah, we'll see. You know, they started with their offense with starting quarterback Brandon Smith, who is a senior, so he's probably had some time now to get a feel for it. And we saw some slippage, by the way, last week with that pass defense with Huff playing for Aberdeen Central. And we talked about how this Lynx secondary is supposed to really dominate, but like we said, there was some slipping and sliding going around last week. So looks like they got it turned around this week. It's going to be another big defensive day, I think, for Brandon Valley.
3 points I always talk about in coaching and football alone is A1, value the ball. Always value the ball. Valuing the ball. When you value the ball, that means you're not turning the ball over, okay? And when you don't turn the ball over or win the turnover game in any single football game, you typically win football games.
Yeah.
Second of all, win the line of scrimmage. So you got A1, value the ball. Second, win the line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. You win the line of scrimmage, you're going to do really good things. The Lynx last year, as champions last year, won the line of scrimmage in the second half of the season, the playoffs. We saw that. The running game was tremendous. But what we boiled back to last time we were on this field, okay, we established the run. We won the game.
Without Jesse Steffel.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
And he's playing tonight, I can see, number 2. But the other thing is that I don't know what happened in Rapid City Central. We don't have the stats. We're not luxury. You know, we don't have a big luxury to have those stats. But my guess is that we ran the ball pretty well.
Well, I don't know about that, but there were some inside sources that I talked to that said that it could have been 100-0. You know, they were up 41-0 at halftime, completely dominated. That's really all I got out of them. But it was a dominating performance, much needed after that tight loss, or excuse me, that tight victory against Aberdeen Central. So, like we said, kind of getting back on your feet again. You know, feeling good about yourself, and boy, they look sharp tonight in those white helmets and those red jerseys, man.
And then third, mental. The mental part of the game. So we're at value the ball, okay? Value that football that's on this field. Number 2, win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. But number 3, mental. How do you come into a football game? How you adjust through the roller coaster through the football game as a coaching staff, as players. Players have ups and downs all through these games. You just it's such an emotional roller coaster that engulfs everybody on that sideline. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you're just standing there, your third string. it still engulfs you. The emotion engulfs you. So how you mentally prepare throughout the week to step on this field, whatever happened today, if it was negative or positive, keep that
Keep
in
it
the
at
locker
school.
room.
Yep.
Keep it in the locker room. Present yourself on this field as a Brandon Valley Lynx player and go out and win.
Absolutely, and the Brandon Valley Trumpet Line is taking the field, as are our military men taking the flag. So the Lynx and the Watertown Arrows coming up here in just a moment, but our national anthem is coming up right now.
Made possible by those who have fought and continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. God bless our veterans and active military and all they do for our nation and our local communities. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise for the playing of our national anthem? Proper etiquette is to remove all headwear. Face the flag and put your right hand over your heart. Active duty military personnel or veterans not in uniform may salute the flag. Playing our national anthem will be the Brandon Valley Trumpet Line under the direction of Emily Hensley. Please sing loud and proud, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
All right, the Lynx getting ready to take on the Watertown Arrows, but before we kick off here, we'll kick it off up here with our sponsors. Go ahead, Ken.
Justin Oakland of Oakland Homes, the Bill Thompson of your State Farm is your State Farm agent. Harry Buck with Hegg Realtors, Alliance Communications, First National Bank, the Pizza Ranch, the Brandon Community Foundation, and let me get to the next page, the Brandon Valley Journal, Brandon Taco John's, the Brandon Valley Area Chamber of Commerce, the Brandon Valley Athletic Boosters Club, and Sioux Valley Energy. Thank you all.
Yes, and for anybody out there, grandparents, parents that aren't able to get to the game, people in the area that just didn't want to come out in this little bit of a chillier weather day and a little cloudy, so it's going to get nice and cool out here. Alumni, whoever you may be, former players, the only reason that we're able to bring this to you is because of those great sponsors. So we thank them, and we're just I wish I could say it every week. I think about it. We're just so humbled to be able to bring this to you because we know how tight-knit our family is here at Brandon Valley. So Lynx Nation, if you're watching, thank you very much. If you're at this game and you're following along with us, that's a little weird, but welcome to the broadcast. And we're fired up and ready to go up here because the Lynx are coming off a big victory. Watertown coming off a loss. They're trying to get their season bounced back, and we're going to find out who's going to get the ball first here. But Jesse Steffel did not play last time. Tate Johnson did fine just on his own, obviously. Had over 200 yards rushing, I believe. So, that's what you talked about with the running game. I was looking at highlights from last year's championship game of that on Lynx TV, that amazing highlight video that they made. Every time I saw them running the ball, we were just pushing. We were moving. We had them back on their heels every single time. And that was against a powerful Washington team. So, and we still got a lot of those guys back on that front line.
And here's the thing. You talk about Jesse Staffel and Tate Johnson. But, Tate, while Jesse was out, was getting a lot of carries. We're talking a ton of carries. And I think you have to kind of give Tate a break once in a while. Here, Jesse plays a lot of defense, okay? And so maybe spell him a little bit, but maybe trying to find that third piece, okay? Maybe there's a running back in this group, as you can see on the sideline here, that can fill in to keep. I know we're focusing on Jesse Staffel, but he's a heck of a ball player, okay? Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, and so is Tate Johnson. But we also have to give it up to that offensive line. Watertown's going to receive here. They won the toss, and Brandon Valley's going to kick left to right. But really, and hats off to the defense, okay? We saw 2 weeks ago the defense had a little trouble with that. Was it Huff? Am I correct?
Yeah, quarterback. Yep.
Yeah, when he got out of the pocket, and it was just they adjusted at halftime, made adjustments, and that's what good coaching staffs do.
Jory Sorensen, away we go from Brandon Valley. This one is going to head into the end zone, so not a chance for either Evan Falconer, number 10, or number 23, Devin Miles. So here comes Rapid City's offense, and it's been slow to start this season for them with senior starting quarterback. Let's see, I'm losing the name here. Brandon Smith, senior, 6'1", 185. He'll try to have some success here at Brandon Valley, like not a lot of quarterbacks do on the opposition. He'll try to have a good game just like Huff did a couple weeks ago. First down for Smith and the Arrows, and they are going to throw. Pass to the right side is caught for a first down, and slipping a tackle down the right sideline across midfield, number 4, Dawson Schmidt, a junior, and he's a load at 6'3", and he's taken down plus side of the field.
It's just a busted coverage over there. You've seen somebody slip, actually, as I don't know if the camera was we have a wide view. That's what people tell me, a big wide view. So some of you may be looking or not, but one of our Brandon Valley Lynx defensive backs slipped, and that's a big gainer.
Now we got some movement going on here, and finally a flag comes out. My goodness. And this will be an illegal shift of some sort. And I'll just call it a false start. A 38-yard gain for Watertown on that play. Now obviously they're moved back 5 yards. But, yeah, it looked like he slipped that tackle on that play, and there was nobody behind him. Was that supposed to be some safety help there?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were in a zone or what they were in, but it looks like they're in true man.
And they're going to keep it with a triple option here. And another wide load. And, oh, boy, Evan Falconer just took a lick from his own player, Mason Lloyd, but a gain of about 5 or 6. Yeah, they'll give him about 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, and a little bit of change on that defensive line. As we saw, Sam Lemke and Rodriguez, number 79, the defensive tackles. But number 44, Parker Reed, is now standing up as a defensive end. I wonder if that's a design out of how they play a zone read offense.
2nd and 9. Smith out of the backfield. Pass is caught. Couple of missed tackles here, and another nice gain, Mason Lloyd, and we'll see if he's able to move the chains here. It's going to be close, but it is going to be short.
And they're working the edges, and they go to a no huddle offense, so you can see nobody huddles up on that Watertown offensive side of the ball. But what I was talking about is Parker Reed standing up as a defensive end, everybody else is down, and I'm wondering if they're really worried about that zone read offense. And the zone read offense is that the quarterback's going to read the defensive ends to either keep it or give it to the running back in the run game.
Creates a lot of confusion. 3rd down and a long one. And they're just going to give it up the gut. And getting the first down is Brett Fossum So another nice run, and this is turning into a good-looking drive here to start the game for Watertown, who we said has been struggling offensively.
Well, any kind of jolt can jolt that offense. Every week's different. It doesn't matter who your opponent is. As a football staff, you got to focus on your team and improvements on your team. And right now, their offense looks pretty good. Brandon Valley is kind of hitting themselves in the foot with missed tackles.
And they're going to hand it off again on first down here. And, boy, it took a couple of tacklers, including Joey Nemec. But Asamandi does get the carry, and he gets about a yard.
Yeah, and that's a good swarming defense there. That's what Brandon Valley likes to do is get sideline to sideline with their defense. Put two big defensive tackles. Now they're bringing in number 60, Dante Miller, 5'11", 190, the defensive tackle. He's a junior, so he's a little undersized, but I bet he's pretty quick.
No doubt. Second down and 9. Possum, and now, they're going to take off and run with it, and it's a first down for Smith.
And there's that zone read. They just picked it up. Your defensive ends, folks at home, if you're watching this or wherever you're watching this, is that defensive ends have to stay home until the committal. It's really hard to get a pass rush on them because they're zone reading all the time. The Minnesota Gophers do it to a T over there, and Gopherland in Minnesota, and the defensive ends have to be extremely disciplined.
First down, Smith. He's going to throw it now, and the pass to the right side is low and too far out, intended for Evan Falconer. So finally another throw from Watertown. They've kind of been running it a little bit, except for one little pass out of the backfield. But that was just an errant throw because the wide receiver was right there.
Second down and 10.
And that'll bring up second down. Good-looking drive for Watertown here. Second and 10 from the 17. And we got another flag, so they're going to be backed up 5 more yards.
So what they're doing is they're motioning their slot receiver, their Z receiver from left to right or right to left, and they have the running back directly behind in a pistol set, in a zone read set, pistol set formation. And what they do is they'll run an option's going to come with that Z receiver, that slot receiver that comes behind the quarterback and running back. That option, right or left, is going to come here soon as he tried to give to the halfback there. So defensive line's going to be key tonight, to just staying home and not. Unfortunately, you're not probably going to see a lot of sacks tonight because they have to stay home if they want to win this ball game.
On second and 15, Smith fires a dart, and it's caught. Mason Lloyd again.
Ball completed to number 2, Mason Lloyd.
And that'll bring up third down. Nice open field tackle on that play. That was Nemec. So a big third down coming up here. And they're right around the 15-yard line. So this would be prime real estate, I think, for a field goal attempt if they don't get it. But they have converted a couple of times already.
And what they do is they try to spread you out, get your linebackers into coverage. They try to spread you out with 4 wide receivers.
Smith out of the backfield, pass is caught. And it's going to be close to a first down. I bet you they get it. It's Brett Fossum.
Right now, besides...
I don't think they got it, actually. No, now they're moving the change. Yep,
besides the missed tackles, you got hats off. And we have to give hats off to that coaching staff. That often, they're really mixing things up well on this drive. I know it's early, 8:21 to go in the first quarter, but you can see the mix. There's a ton of mix in this play call, and they're really doing a good job.
And it's a keeper, and it's not going to work this time. Parker Reed there to take down Smith. Nice play.
And Parker Reed, there's your defensive end we talked about earlier in this series, in this drive, is that defensive end. Those defensive ends, you're going to see either a lot of tackles from them tonight if we win the ball game, or you're not going to see a lot if unfortunately we were to lose.
Loss of 1 on that play. And it's been mostly positive yardage here except for 2 penalties. Smith fires, caught, And a nice open field tackle by Jesse Steffel. Evan Falconer on the catch, but it does gain a few yards on that one, and that's going to put Watertown inside the 5-yard line. It's going to bring up a third and about goal from about the 2.
So my guess, you're on the road. You're 1-3. You're 9th in AAA right now. Okay, you're 9th in AAA, and this is 4-down territory.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
Because
you
you're
want to
on
score.
the Lynx field.
Yep.
As a coach and staff, that's got to be in your mind.
Yep. Still going from the pistol here. Fossum in the backfield. Smith gives it to him. And he rolls ahead. Folsom is in for the touchdown. A beautiful opening drive that takes over 5 minutes off the clock. And Watertown with a gut punch early for the Lynx. That was a great looking drive.
It was. And defensively, it's almost like we're standing around. We're waiting for the play to come to us. So Coach Christensen here has got to dial up some type of blitz and start taking chances. I'm not saying this is it's 6-0. It's now 7-0. But not to over blow everything up and say, hey man, the game plan's out of rack. Okay.
Right.
The Lynx defensive staff, they they know this. They watch film. They know what was coming at them. It's just how that offense on that other side of the ball is really, really. They're calling really good plays. I mean, that offensive staff's really mixing it up well. So Coach Christensen has to mix it up well on the defensive side of the ball because now he's in a chess match.
Yep.
With those two, the
Yes.
offensive coordinator against the defensive coordinator, and if you're going to start taking chances. Sometimes chances will work as a negative,
Yeah.
but they could be a big play for you.
A 12-play, 80-yard drive that took 5 minutes, 13 seconds off the clock. And we talked about senior leadership. Boy, oh boy, Brandon Smith, 5 of 6 on that drive and a couple of running plays. He had 2 carries for 9 yards, so an impressive start for him.
And on defense, you got to tackle well.
And there was the blown coverage and stuff, but that's Watertown ain't going to apologize for it. That's for sure.
No, they're going to take it.
Crowd continuing to file in. We got a full house here, and it's an onside kick attempt, but Johnny on the spot, Ryan Barker, picks it up. I'm not sure what that was, but if that was an onside kick attempt, not so good. If it was supposed to be a squib kick.
And it may be because this team, remember, we talked about being 1-3 against a 3-1 team. You just take chances. Lynx are coming out with no huddle.
And no running backs in the backfield for Tommy Skolton. They're going to throw. And it's caught by Ciliuson, and I believe Ciliuson won Homecoming King. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Yes, he did. So congratulations to him. I was doing game prep, so I was just
Great
so
job.
Yeah.
I saw it in the Brandon Valley Journal, the front page.
Okay.
He was on the front page. So.
And, of course, if you want to hear anything else about the Brandon Valley Journal, you can call 582-9999 and get subscribed today. Cha-ching. Here's the handoff. It is to Tate Johnson, and he grinds forward. I think they're going to spot him just shy of the first down, but that was a gutsy run. They're right at the line. They're going to move him. First down for the Lynx. So nice run, Tate Johnson.
And one thing about this Lynx team is that they can run the ball. We know that. And defensively, they didn't win the line of scrimmage. Offensively, so far in this drive, you're winning the line of scrimmage.
So first down for the Lynx on the failed onside kick. They're already inside enemy territory. Here's Johnson again. He rolls forward, tackled on the play by Lincoln Stahl, but Stahl kind of grabbed him and rolled him.
And
We
there's
got some play stoppage here.
and
And we got a marker. Think they're making dinner plans?
maybe a late hit.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's on the defense. And that'll be an extra 15. And we won't apologize for that either.
That will help.
Yeah. So that'll bring up a 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. I dig it.
Here's that double tight end set again from your Lynx.
Johnson squirts up the middle, and he's going to get about 3 or 4 on that play. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 7. You kind of like that double tight end set.
You know, from week one, watching them from week one and trying to put 3 receivers out all the time, and have one tight end set. Go back to what you're really good at. I mean, Thomas Skolton's a very good passer, don't get me wrong. But you can still pass out of a double tight end set. We saw that a couple weeks ago. And just take advantage of it because it's really hard to stop it. Number 15 for the Lynx. We'll get back to him in a second.
And number 80, Campbell. Here is Johnson going right through those tight ends to the left side. He breaks one tackle and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Brandon Valley Lynx. There's your equalizer.
Right to that double tight end set they go. They optioned it from right to left, ran right off their butt. And there was a fullback in there, too.
Oh.
And that's just power football. We talked about winning the line of scrimmage. They just did.
Oh, yeah.
On that complete series for the Lynx.
Now, you talked about Tommy being a great passer and stuff. But, I mean, it's the old saying, you know, kind of with, you know, hate to show bias here, but like with the Vikings, it's kind of like a why fly when you can drive. Like, if he doesn't have to throw passes, and there's a lot of people out there that don't think that Kirk Cousins should be throwing passes, as the extra point is good. But at this point, if the running game's working for you, man, you just keep going with it, and you keep going with it, and you say, if stop us.
Sooner or later, the defense has got to commit to the run.
Exactly.
They're going to start bringing people in the box. Play action, we saw number 15.
And then Cousins strip sacks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Vegans had a massive game 2 weeks ago. I don't know how they did last week. Like I said, we weren't able to watch it, but that double tight end set's going to work its way through this year. And one thing about offensive linemen, they love to run block. Every offensive lineman likes to get angry and run block.
Oh, yeah. That we were talking to on a show I was listening to former Viking Jeremiah Searles, and he was talking about how much offensive linemen hate pass blocking. They're just like, I don't want to stand on my heels, and like, you know, I want to move forward. I want to move some people around, and you know, you can have the argument to whether Jeremiah Searles ever moved anybody around in his career, but that'll be a touchback. Why am I cheap-shotting everybody tonight? Why am I being so mean?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know, it is a Friday.
I shouldn't be. The Packers lost yesterday, which was just beautiful. The Twins clinched since the last time we were here.
Yeah, the Minnesota
Should be in a great
faithful's
mood.
starting to move a little bit.
Ugh.
Gophers are 3-0.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they got Purdue this week. Purdue's got their backup quarterback in, but
Well, it's time to go 4-0.
yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not going to apologize for the wins, but maybe they're just a team that can, you know, keep it close against everybody, kind of like the Steelers play down to your competition. I would hope not. First down and run, and a nice-looking hole, and a nice-looking run, and a nice-looking first down for Watertown. They're saying fumble. They're saying it was on the ground, though, as Faulkner gets a first down. Nemec on the tackle.
Yeah, the side judge calling it down, so it's going to be, like Kyle said, a first down. Not a lot of yards coming from Watertown. They're just efficient all the way around. As Brandon Smith's got 9 yards, Evan Faulkner has, if we're talking about rushing here, 18 yards, and Brett Fossum with 8 yards.
Spreading the wealth. First down, Smith. He wants to go deep. He's going for the money. Did he catch that? Incomplete. Didn't get a foot down in time. So that was pretty decent coverage, by the way, to push him out of bounds. So nice defensive play by Mark Muchkenhaus.
He's played well all year. Number 26, Mark Muchkenhaus. He's, folks at home, the difference between the two corners here with the Lynx, one's sitting at 5'7" with Mark.
Yep.
Number 11 is sitting at Jackson Hilton sitting at 6'2".
Yeah.
But
must be
Mark
nice.
plays at 6'2".
Oh, yeah. Yes, he does. And he almost he didn't obviously make a bunch of contact with him, but he pushed him down that sideline. He tried to push him out of bounds, and that was a great play. That's a backwards pass. And now they're going to say it's incomplete. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 10. So after one nice-looking run, the Lynx are going to try to get their defense off the field here for more much-needed rest.
Well, we're going to have a stoppage of play for some reason.
Yeah. I think it's game clock related because when nobody blew their whistle after they threw that, I think the clock kept running. Possibly. I don't know. It's not the clock runner's fault.
No,
If they don't blow the whistle, what are you supposed to do? I think that we're just going to. Yep. Just going to add 6 seconds onto the play clock here.
So big 3rd down in this first quarter already. As watch about, this offense is really predicated on misdirection, a lot of misdirection, as you can see. Watch maybe a screen here where it's a little misdirection, where they go one way and bring the screen back the other way.
Well, it's early in this game, but this is a big 3rd down. Pressure's coming. Smith throws, knocked away by Mooch Knaus, incomplete.
Yeah, he's having a really good first quarter. That right side of the field of that defense is playing well tonight. Left side, a little shaky in the first drive, but they're going to force a punt.
Yeah, well, what are they doing? What are they doing throwing the football 3 times in a row like that when the running game's been so scintillating? You're running it at 5 yards a pop, so. Bad snap, bad punt. Don't touch, no touchy. They're going to let it bounce, and the Lynx got great field position again, almost at the same spot they started their last drive.
Yeah, and just keep on powering it. Keep on powering it.
Justin Oakland of Oakland Homes is the builder and developer of the lake at Aspen Harbor in the heart of Brandon. Coming soon will be great building lots at the new Twin River Crossing development. Give Justin a call for details at 605-553-5311. So first down for Skolton and the Lynx, and they're going to give it back to Johnson here.
Johnson on the carry for Brandon Valley.
Also, Bill Thompson, your State Farm agent, is the person to talk to for all your personal and business insurance needs. Bill is located at 312 South Split Rock Boulevard. You can give him a call, though, at 605-582-4343. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. So now they're going to bunch it up. This is power football here. They're going to pitch it. Here is Johnson. Slips one man. And that's a good-looking run. Gain of about 7 yards. It's going to be close to a Lynx first down. But, boy, he gave somebody the business on that
did.
view.
You have to be a very good tackler to bring him down. He's pretty shifty and quick. They're going to go up the no huddle.
As they should. Same play. Same exact play. And it gets them a first down. And, boy, Tate Johnson's legs. Did his legs ever stop moving when he meets somebody?
And it's low
Reminds me of
center.
Braden Peterson.
Low center of gravity. Is not real big, but boy, can he deliver the punch at the end. One thing about a good running back is that they always fall forward. They never fall backwards.
That's exactly right.
And they're always getting 1 to 2 yards more at that contact.
We've had a lot of running backs do that. 3 wide receivers set. We're going to set it up to Ty McCann. And that's going to be a gain of about 2 yards or so. They'll give him 2.
And Coach Garrell's probably not going to be real happy with that screen pass. As we know last year and we've seen this year already, they want that screen pass out of the X-receiver coming down the sideline. They want it fast.
Yeah.
It seemed like that play took forever for that screen to develop, and that's why it was a minimal gainer.
Well, I think Tommy was kind of looking. There was a defensive player right in the vicinity, and I think he was a little scared to throw it. Johnson weaving and pushing his way to the 30.
Johnson on the carry.
And I'd like him to come, as a run of the ball well. I get it. It is a third down. Keep the same package in there. We don't need a whole bunch of wide receivers.
No.
But one thing that's hard to cover in any defense is a really good tight end. I know I've been harping on these tight ends for all season, but hit that tight end over the middle. There's no safety high.
Pass to the right side is caught. And that is a first down, a big catch for Cole Ciliuson, your homecoming king. And, boy, that defender was right on top of him. So that was a great play to hold on.
The offense, we like how they're converting things. Tommy's, I believe, right now, and we'll get the stats here in just a minute, but Tommy's really efficient right now. And they're getting short throws just to get his confidence going. Watch for the home run at some point.
Well, he's 3 of 3 to start this game. Here is Johnson again, up the middle. Can he get the money? He just shed 3 tackles into the end zone. Touchdown, Brandon Valley Lynx. Tate Johnson is unstoppable.
He has something on those shoulder pads because it's something slippery. I don't know what it is, or it's just him.
Yeah.
And, man, broken tackles, but one thing that's Watertown's doing there is they're tackling really high on a small guy.
Yeah, they had 2 guys literally collide with him, both above the waist, and he just, oh, man. 9 carries, 142 yards for Johnson so far. It is not even the end of the first quarter. Extra point good. Lynx lead 14-7.
We may see a Braden Peterson night tonight. Remember a few years back when Braden, it had to been like 200. Yeah, 300.
300.
Yeah, we were just amazed.
Yeah, I think it might have been 295, somewhere around there.
Tate's on the verge of that or maybe more.
Oh, he's on pace for it by halftime almost.
Right. Give Harry Buck with Hegg Realtors a call at 605-366-0221 or go to harrybuck.com for any and all of your real estate needs. Harry and the team at Hegg love turning dreams into addresses. Just remember the 3 rules of real estate. Location, location, Harry Buck. Alliance Communications is the leading internet, cable, and phone provider in the Brandon area. Alliance customers have 100% fiber to the home, and that puts them light years ahead of most homes throughout the country. Go Lynx.
Jory Sorensen to kick it off here. And Watertown needs an answer. This is a short kick, and it's muffed. Look out. It's still loose, but Watertown does have it. But they are going to be knocked back inside the 10-yard line.
Well, defensively, now we talked about how good their coaching staff, and I'm not going to harp a lot on coaching staff tonight. I tend to a little bit, but maybe I will, just a little bit.
It's your perspective, man.
That first series, they mixed it up. That second series, you pointed it out, Kyle, that they threw the ball 3 times.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
That offense, I think, is really predicated on that zone read, and it really messes with defenses in that backfield.
So backed up inside their own 10. Pass to the right side is caught, not caught. We don't have a signal yet. And, yes, it was caught, but behind the line of scrimmage. As Schmidt makes the catch, loss of 2, they're going backwards.
And I'm not saying they can't throw the ball, and we're talking about Watertown, but my guess is that they're a pretty decent running team out of that zone read system with that quarterback. They're opening up. I know they want to keep those safety, that one single safety high that Brandon has because Jesse Steffel's coming down from the safety position and covering the slot there, number 2 on number 2. Mm-hmm. We'll see how it unfolds.
Now Smith's going to keep it. And he gets a nice run. He is going to be shy of the first down by a couple of yards, but I don't understand why they're not doing that every single play because it's working.
Well, it's hard to defend. It's just if you run it well, if you have a really – so it's the end of the first quarter here. I'll finish what I'm saying here is if you have a really good quarterback in the zone read system, he just allows that defensive end to commit to him, and then he'll give it. if the defensive end commits to the running back, he keeps it. It's
Yeah.
really simple.
Yeah, it is. And you should see me do it on NCAA 14 because it's something special. The only time the Gophers are ever going to win a national championship. At the First National Bank, their student checking account is perfect for those 25 and younger. It provides convenient access to tools like e-alerts and mobile banking while on the go. They are proud supporters of all things Brandon, like the new baseball complex, First National Bank Field at Aspen Park. The Pizza Ranch is a proud supporter of Brandon Valley activities and offer the finest pizza in town. Bring the family to their buffet before the game or order their delicious roasted chicken or pizza afterwards. 582-6322, and they will deliver to your doorstep, tailgater, or wherever you are in town.
The Brandon Community Foundation is a permanent charitable endowment that supports activities that improve the quality of life of all ages in Brandon and Valley Springs. For more information, go to their website at brandoncf.org.
This is a big third down. Third down and 2s. Sideline getting fired up. Smith. They're going to throw it out. Pass is caught. And it is going to be enough for a first down. Falling forward. Jesse Steffel made the tackle. But it is a first down. It's Faulkner. And he's had a good first half. You're shaking your head there, Ken.
So while they're defensively, we know they're going to try to tack outside the hashes. Okay, that's what they've been doing all night. So make sure everything's pushed even further outside as a defense, and make sure it's at the numbers instead of the hashes.
First down, handoff, and more running room after a big hit. Brett Fossum, about a 2-3 yard gain on that play. So like you said, there's another example. They're just swinging it outside as much as they can. Their read options are towards the outside.
The only thing that's coming up the middle is the quarterback, and we've seen that, number 9, but they're trying to work to the hashes. And I think if you push them out a little bit further as a defense out to the numbers beyond the hashes, I think you're going to win ball games.
Smith will throw. He's going for the ball game, and it's incomplete. That wouldn't have won him the game. It's incomplete, intended for Nate Ingalls, and looks good from the outset, but that one was just a little overthrown.
So now as a coaching staff, they ran it on second down, okay? Mm-hmm. They ran it on first down. They come out throwing on second down. Now you're in a forcible situation. It's 3rd and 8, and you're probably going to have to throw the ball. And so, it puts the defense in a better position because probably that zone read's not going to come. The defensive ends can pin their ears back.
We'll see. 3rd and 8. They fake a handoff. Pass is caught. That was a great throw. It is caught, a broken tackle, and a first down for Dawson Schmidt. That was a very impressive throw by Brandon Smith.
Jackson Hilton slips, and that opens up that little window. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering if I'm not saying just that the Brandon Valley defense is slipping a little bit, but that's the second time on a pass play. I wonder if the cold weather kind of plays with new turf a little bit. And I know this is second year of turf, but all of a sudden it becomes a little bit slippery. Turf always does when it's chilly out.
Here is the handoff by Braden Smith. He gives it to Fossum. Nice run on first down, gain of about 5 yards.
And there's Isaac Rodriguez, number 79, I believe. And I coached him in the 8th grade, but he is committed now to Northwestern.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Like the Big Ten school?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Just right up north.
Oh.
But still.
Still great.
Yes.
That wasn't very nice. I knew he was.
That kid has come a long ways, and I'm really, really proud of him.
Absolutely. Great player. And I'm not quite sure where that throw was supposed to go, but it was caught. There were three arrows and 1 lynx somewhere, and it somehow got to number 82, Nate Ingalls. So a first down for Watertown again.
Well, and sometimes it's good to be lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, as you've seen, Muchkenhaus, he could have got that pick real easy. But what he was
He'd still be running.
He wasn't dialing in on the ball. He was dialing in on the slot player there.
So first down, straight from midfield. Handoff is to Fossum, and this time the Lynx are able to corral him. It was number 79, Isaac Rodriguez, there at the bottom of the pile.
And so one thing about this offense, we talked about that they spread it out. So they make your linebackers or safeties cover in the slots. Okay, and what that does is that what would be really, really good for this defense if like a Jesse Steffel or the other outside linebacker would be able to come to the edge for that zone read system in the backfield. But they don't allow you to do that because they spread it out with 4 wide receivers.
Yeah, they're in 4 wide now. Smith's going to throw. And that one, I think, was tipped at the line of scrimmage. It falls very shy of Smith's hands to his feet. And that'll bring up third down, another big third down for this Lynx defense, as they're going to try and force Watertown into a punt. They get 5-6 yards here. You think they go for it on fourth down? That's tough territory.
I don't know. Your
defense
defense is on its heels against this offense. I just don't. It's just a hard call. I think you play the field position and punt.
4 wide from the pistol on third down. It's Smith. Fossum in the backfield. They're going to throw it. Smith going deep again against Hilton. And that pass is caught for a first down. Oh, my goodness. Dawson Schmidt with an unbelievable catch down the sideline.
Well, you can't get much better coverage as it's just right there. That ball had to slip between 2 hands, fall into 2 other hands. And like I said, sometimes it's just good to get. It's good to be lucky. I mean, it's a good throw. Don't get me wrong, and a good catch. But Jackson was right on him.
And you had 2 defenders on that play for Dawson Schmidt, Jackson Hilton, and the sideline you had to worry about. Smith's going to keep it here, and it was Colbeck on top that knocked him over eventually, and I think it was Eli Klein there on the bottom. So nice open field tackle. I'm going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
And this offense shrinks here, okay? Because when you're in the red zone, you really your offense just shrinks. And what I mean by that, the play calling and zone reads sometimes take too much to develop here, too long, and so the zone read sometimes does not work here.
Pass is knocked away on a great play action. I don't normally say this as the pass was incomplete. He is pretty darn good with the play action. Smith really sells it because there's been times on that read option where I could have sworn that he was handing the ball off to Fossum, but he holds on to it. That play I thought was a running play.
And so here, Coach Kirchhoff, third down, it's actually, they're probably going to treat it as a 2nd down because they're going to go for it on 4th down. My guess is that you got the zone read take. You saw that play looked like it took forever just to develop in the backfield, and sometimes that'll work against you here. We'll see how the defense works out.
3rd and goal from the 6. And it looks like Watertown is going to be taking a timeout. The Brandon Valley Journal is your local news source covering all 11 BV sports every week with stories and photos. You can get all the news in print or online. So if you haven't already subscribed, do it today by calling 605-582-9999.
Sign up for the Taco John's Rewards app on your phone for lots of deals and surprises. They have new and exciting products to choose from, and it's always made fresh just for you. The good folks at Taco John's want to thank you for your business. Go Lynx. The Brandon Valley Area Chamber of Commerce is proud to sponsor, a proud sponsor of the Lynx TV. Strong local business community is vital for the positive growth of the Brandon Valley area. Remember, when you shop in Brandon, you support all things local. Go Lynx.
Brandon Valley Athletics Booster Club are hardworking, dedicated supporters of all Brandon Valley athletic programs, including Lynx TV. So support them. And if you don't, I'll find out. Sioux Valley Energy is the electric supplier for much of the Brandon Valley area and strong supporter of our community, including Lynx TV. They offer great service at reasonable rates. Go Lynx. 3rd down and 6. 3rd down and goal from the 6. And now they're going to throw it after the handoff. Running to the left side. Can he get in? He somersaults. The ball is loose. Is it a fumble? Referee's talking about it. It's Brandon Valley Lynx ball.
And
that's a big stop.
That was a big hit. I don't know who made the hit, but that was a big hit. As he left his feet, which you almost never want to do in football, especially when you're running the ball, is leave your feet and leap. And he got spun. He saw that and fumble. And there's your one turnover so far in this game. And the Lynx grab that football, start bad field position, but they'll always take it right there.
Boy, that was some kind of hit. He helicoptered there. You know, he did the chopper. He was spinning sideways. Handoff is to Johnson on 1st down, and there's some breathing room for you. That's a gain of about 8 yards. Another nice run for Johnson, and he just eclipsed the 150 mark, I believe.
Yeah, and
right around it.
It's working. So keep on feeding it. Just keep on feeding in the ball.
So he might be a little shy of 150. We'll see. But he's fighting for it. And that's a 1st down. If it ain't broke, why fix it? I mean, I just keep running with this guy until Watertown stops him. And I got some news for you. I don't think that they can.
No, and hats off to that. And we'll touch on sometime in this broadcast your offensive linemen, because they are creating massive holes, especially from that guard to tackle position. I'm not talking about the A gaps, which we talk about in defense, the center to the guard, but outside of that, the C gaps are wide open, and they're massive holes.
On 1st down, they're going to pitch it, and Johnson's going to throw it now. He's got a man open. He's got 2 of them open. Who's going to catch it? It is caught by Ciliuson. They were both open. He can do it all. He can run and he can throw. He's like Boobie Miles.
Well, what that does, it's a great play call by the offensive coordinator, is that now that safety has to stay home. The safeties are starting to climb. They're starting to come to the line of scrimmage. And that type of pass is going to, if you either get it from Thomas Skolton or you get it from Tate Johnson, that has to keep your safeties a little bit higher than they want to be.
Oh. That was quite the play. They stole one out of Watertown. That's what Watertown just did. This one worked out a little better. Here's Johnson. We know he can run. We now know he can pass. But I still keep handing the ball off to him, because that's another 1st down, another huge chunk of yardage down to the 31.
And, folks, from our vantage point here up in the booth, we can see some of these holes open up. I don't know if you can see it or not, but Tate is not getting touched for about 4, maybe 5 yards down the field, and then he's starting to make moves. Any running back in this country would love that, absolutely love that. So hats off to that offensive line.
They're bruisers. Play fake. Pressure coming. Skolton, he's wide open. It is caught. Touchdown, Brandon Valley Lynx.
And that's what happens. Great running attack creates a great play action, and all of a sudden everybody comes up and they blitzed. I saw at least one linebacker blitz. Well, guess what? Guess who fills the spot for that linebacker? The safety comes and fills the spot off that blitz. Wide open Jackson Hilton touchdown.
Now Jackson Hilton, a pretty fleet of foot as well. And, boy, he got some separation. I don't think there was anybody within 20 yards of him by the time he made the catch. Extra point is good. And the Lynx now lead 21-7. Boy, you got a feel for Watertown, a 14-play, 88-yard drive, and you get nothing. And then, what is it, 5 plays later, all of a sudden you're down another touchdown. That's got to be a devastating blow for them.
One of the 3 keys we talk about is value in the ball, and who wins the turnover battle. Brandon Valley with a big turnover, and what I mean is they force that turnover, like you said, 88 yards down to like the 3-yard line, and all of a sudden, boom, the ball's coughed up. It's Brandon Valley ball. So right now you're winning that category, and when you see a running game like it is tonight, especially on the offensive side of the ball for the Lynx, you're winning the line of scrimmage too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard to tell whether it's just unbelievable running by Tate Johnson, if it's unbelievable run blocking. But when it comes down to it, it's usually little column A, little column B. Another short kick here from Sorensen. And with some running room, a nice return. Another fumble, though.
And he
wasn't
down. My guess is he wasn't down. They may call him down, but he was going down.
No, Watertown got it.
Well, yep, I called it completely wrong. It must have been a fumble, though. Right?
Right.
Right. Okay, good. So the ball's being coughed up a little bit by Watertown now in 2 series. I mean, the ball's starting to hit the turf, what I mean. And so can the Lynx take advantage of these turnovers that are probably going to start coming out here, is because Watertown's going to start, the staff is going to start trying to force balls now.
Smith going deep. Another defender fell down. This time it was Steffel who slipped and fell, but great job recovering. And that pass was floated a little bit, which gave Jesse Steffel the opportunity to recover.
Well, that's the 3rd time that I've seen on the defensive side of the ball that we're slipping. And I don't know what it is. Who knows? But I do know that when turf gets a little bit chilly and it goes from hot to cold, the turf will react to that too, and will become a little bit slippier. So we'll see.
2nd and 10. Smith pushes the pile, and it'll bring up about a 3rd and 5 here. Boy, they give him a nice spot. Sioux Falls Roosevelt beating Harrisburg 23-21. Is that a final? That was a final? Well,
it's close.
Yeah, Harrisburg gave them the business. They were 4-0 coming into this game. We got to play them here.
I believe so.
Yeah,
I believe so.
I think we played them here last year as well. But
no, maybe we were.
That doesn't mean that maybe we're not a home
last game. Yeah. We'll have to check on that.
Yeah, we'll do some research. Seems like a job for a statistician. On 3rd down, pass. Beautiful play by Mooch Canales. Another great one.
He's really having a heck of a ball game tonight. He's right on point. He's doing things well in the coverage, but he's also hitting well too. When the ball's there, he's jarring the ball loose. That's going to force a punt by Watertown, which they don't want to do against this offense that's just been cruising on all last 3 series, and all of them that they've had the ball.
Colbeck is back, almost a blocked punt, and takes a great Watertown bounce. A few great Watertown bounces to the 16-yard line. So 4:57 to go here in the 2nd quarter, and the Lynx will look to add on to this lead. It has been an offensive clinic so far. Quarterbacks overall 5 of 5. Skolton 4 of 4. Johnson with a huge day running the football already. If this game stays somewhat close and he's running the ball in the 4th quarter, we could be looking at a record. Here he is, and he's not going to get much on that play.
Yeah, it looks like Jesse Steffel's in at running back now. And
was he?
Yeah, maybe just to give Tate, he came back from a big series. I mean, he's been big all 3 series, so we'll see if they can get that running attack going with Steffel also.
And he was quite impressive. It's it's not one of those situations where you're like, oh, geez, like I wish we had a backup running back. It's that Jesse Steffel is a monster on defense and a monster on offense because he can run the football as well. And, yeah, it is him in the backfield. 2nd and 9. That was Ciliuson in motion near the bottom of your screen. They're going to play fake it here. Skolton flicks of the wrist, and it's incomplete. Just led Vegans a little too much, but that's what you're talking about, Ken, with that tight end getting open.
He's going to be open all night. If you saw that pre-snap, that defense, they were bringing at least 3 extra defenders into that box, and a lot of players going to be wide open. But that's a really hard throw for Thomas Skolton to go off his play side's his right side. Okay, that's where he's going to be more comfortable throwing the ball. Him rolling to the left is not going to be as comfortable. And so the pass a little off, but Vegans was wide open, like you said, Kyle, over the middle of the field.
3rd and 9 here. Lynx want to pick up this first down. Jackson Hilton couldn't hang on. And a big stop for Watertown here to get their defense off the field. Very impressive by Watertown.
And it was, and the Lynx kind of got out of their skin a little bit there, got away from the run. I mean, Jesse Steffel ran it on first down, gained 2 yards, but then you just don't force yourself to throw the ball. The situation is they can't stop the run, so keep on feeding that.
And now we got a whistle here, and the Lynx are going to take a timeout with 3:57 to go here, as looks like number 30, Ryan Dahl, is coming onto the field now. I don't know if that was a personnel switch-up or if he just didn't remember, but those things happen sometimes.
Well, you haven't punted in a week.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I haven't punted in like 7 quarters, for crying out loud.
and so, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to remember.
That's I'd tell Coach Garrett
Yeah.
Ciliuson. Coach Ciliuson, we haven't been out here for a week.
What do you expect
What's
from us?
going on? So, right now, rushing the ball, Brandon Valley's at 172, and Watertown's at 62.
And Sorensen, booming punt. Good punt. And he's gobbled up. On the return, it's, guess who? Mark Muchkanaus.
Boy, he's having a ball game, isn't he?
Very, very impressive night for him. And he's been good the last 2 years, in fact.
Yeah,
He played a little bit last year back there.
Defensively, Brandon Valley's playing well. Don't get me wrong. That first series a little out of their skin a little bit, but remember, a big chunk of the yards came on a lot of slippage. I know that you can't use it as an excuse, but overall, the defense has been winning the line of scrimmage also.
First down for Watertown. And we've got a flag here, and I think we're going to get another penalty, another pre-snap penalty against Watertown. I believe that's their 3rd. Fourth penalty overall for Watertown.
So we talked about the 3 phases of the game, right? We talked about volleying the ball. Lynx are winning that. Winning the line of scrimmage, they're winning that. Also mentally, okay? I believe that's the 4th penalty on Watertown, okay?
Yep.
The Lynx, they haven't had a penalty. So there's the mental part of the game that's factoring into this game too. And so the Lynx are on point right now.
1st and 15 now for the Arrows. And another penalty. Starting to look like an NFL game.
Well, and you never want to see this from a coaching staff. You can see number 60. Number 60 is looking back at his quarterback or whoever it is, and he's yelling at him. You never want to see that from your staff. You want everybody to stay calm, composure. Don't allow this whole thing to engulf you, that you're at the state champ's house and we're 1-3, and they're 3-1. We've got to really get this offense going in the next 3 minutes, a little over 3 minutes.
And you got off to such a good start, too.
Right. So don't get out of your skin yet, Watertown. You have to stay true to what you do. They've had a couple long drives on us. Stay true to what you're doing.
1st and 20. And now there's pressure coming. They do get it out to Fossum. And Fossum's going to switch directions here. And he's going to get a good chunk of yardage back. He's going to head back near the line of scrimmage, the original one. That's going to be a gain of 11 yards to the 41-yard line.
Well, one thing I hope teams see our film, and that's just the name of the game in football, is you see film, and you see film on other teams, and teams are going to look at this as you have Harrisburg coming up here, and I'm not saying that the other teams are irrelevant, and you have Washington, but one thing this defense, and I'll point out it after this play.
2nd and 9. Smith's going to keep it. He's got a lot of landscape again. And across midfield, another first down for the fleet of foot, Brandon Smith.
And I'm always thinking as a coach, how do I create an offense against the Lynx defense? The Lynx defense flows really fast, okay? And how you combat that is you have misdirection plays, screens back the other way. So as we move along in the season, we'll see if teams try to do that against us.
Not this time for the Lynx defense. Fossum gets nothing.
And one thing that can maybe hurt this Lynx defense also out of the running back position, I'm talking about the opponent, is counters with your running back. You're flowing everybody right, counter back left with the running back. And so one thing about this defense is that, and I always predicate, defensive ends are so huge to a defense. I always say that, and so are defensive tackles. But defensive ends just stay home until you commit, until they commit to you.
Here's the handoff. That was a busted play. They muffed the handoff. Fossum's knocked down, and now Brandon Valley is going to take a timeout. That counterplay always works on NCAA Football 14 on PS3.
It does from the fullback position.
It does?
It's crazy. So
I play on easy level though.
I'm not saying that offenses in the future are going to do that to this team, but you always got to think as a coach, you always have to say, what can I do to this defense or offense that I can make my offense or defense work? And so what I want to see a little bit out of this Brandon Valley Lynx defense is just discipline. Just be disciplined in what you do. Let your and we saw that in that first drive. They weren't really disciplined. They weren't tackling well. That's just being disciplined.
Yeah.
That's just being here inside these white lines. And so they're starting to reel it back in, but we've seen a little bit of 2 drives where there's been some missed tackles, some
right.
Some people falling to the turf, and I know you can't control that. But just be disciplined. You're a really good defense. You always have been. Just be disciplined in it and do your job.
Great start for Brandon Smith for Watertown. 6 carries, 38 yards, and he's 12 of 10 through the air. 3rd down. He's going for it all. And it's caught again.
Well,
it is caught by Dawson Schmidt, and he's down.
And it wasn't so much of a great throw as it was a great adjustment by the receiver. Jackson Hilton let him get inside of him on that route. You always want to push receivers to the outside to the boundary. Remember, what is the sideline? The sideline's an extra defender.
Yep.
Push that defender out to the outside. I mean, not physically push them, but use your body to push them in a way where you're not creating pass interference. And Jackson let him inside of him. And so that's just a learning point. Jackson Hilton's really, really good athlete, really, really good corner last year as a sophomore. Came up big. Remember in the O'Gorman game, had that big interception for a touchdown at O'Gorman in the playoffs. So just stay. I've always said just stay inside of your jersey and stay disciplined.
1st and 10 from the 11. Fossum pushing the pile, getting to the 5. That's a gain of 6. We're getting close to a minute to go here in this half, and once again, Aberdeen Central knocking on the door. Oh, excuse me, Aberdeen Central. Watertown knocking on the door. It's not the Pigskin Classic anymore. We're playing Watertown here.
It's homecoming.
It's homecoming, man. Look like a fun week. Fossum again. Nope, it's a keeper for Smith. And thankfully, a beautiful defensive play by Eli Klein to grab him and pull him backwards.
Well, stat-wise, they're leading in total yards, and you're going to be at home. You're going to be like, what are you talking about? I've watched the Lynx march up and down the field. Watertown has marched up and down the field. They've just not executed inside the red zone.
They've had drives of 88 yards and 80 yards. As the handoff is into the end zone, touchdown. And I believe it was actually a keeper by Braden Smith. So just like that, one possession game with just 20 seconds to go. So that's about as well executed as you can get.
Boy, and you could see number 44 there, Parker Reed, went right. He just went right to the running back, engulfed the running back. Well, guess what? The running back didn't have the ball.
No.
The quarterback kept it.
He's deceptive. Extra point is good. So it's 21-14, an 8-play, 60-yard drive. So they've now had drives of 8 plays, 60 yards, 14 for 88. That one didn't end up with points. And 12 for 80. So they've been gashing us a little bit, Ken. They've been gashing this defense.
And I gave our defense a little bit of props. You know, I might want to reel it back a little bit here. It's time to go into halftime. Don't worry about the 20 seconds, Coach Garrow. Go in with the lead by 7. Regroup this defense. You know your offense is putting on points, but the last time, you're only as good as your last play and your last series as one side of the ball, either offense, defense, or special teams. Right. And so the last series on offense, we kind of stuttered too. I mean, we went 3 and out. And so don't let that be contagious. Go into halftime, regroup everybody. Remember, the mental part of the game is going to become a factor when it's this close at 21-14. So halftime has to be crucial in any close game that you have.
So the Lynx will probably just sit on this one and take a knee. This is a short kick. And that's going to be a flag. It's going to go out of bounds. At halftime, you're going to have, obviously, the Lynx marching band come out here and just do an unbelievable performance. After that, though, before we get into our stats and look forward to the second half, Aaron Dahl of the Brandon Community Foundation is going to be discussing some stuff that's coming up with us. And let me just say, because teases are important when it comes to radio and TV, there's a pretty cool event coming up, and you're going to want to hear the details of it at halftime. How was that, huh?
That is
People are
big.
going to be excited about that.
They are. They're going to stick around. Usually they're going outside or whatever.
Going to
they're
Sunshine
doing.
for a beer run.
Yeah, or something.
Well,
but they're going to stay around. You know, Taco John's maybe for a taco or something at halftime.
Pizza Ranch.
Yeah.
Get a Pizza Ranch. You have some
I don't
time
know if
to
you can
subscribe to the BB Journal.
I don't know if you can find parking though, man.
No.
Wow.
I was shocked when I got here at 6:15.
Every lot is full around here, from Sunshine to Taco John's to Pizza Ranch. Hats off to this crowd.
Yeah, I'm not going to say where
community.
I parked, but let's just say that I hope the cops are busy because where me and about 50 other people parked is technically not even close to a parking lot. And I'm not going to get any more specific than that.
There's a lot of
parking.
Yeah, I was just going to say, there's a lot of parking on grass right now.
Yep, that's me. They're going to re-kick it here. I didn't know you could do that. So Muchkanaus is going to get a chance here at a big return. And it was a pretty big return, but out to the 36. So I think if that would have been a more explosive play, they might have tried to, get a completion and call a timeout and kick a field goal or something. But that's just not going to happen here. If you're talking about going, 35 yards here in 13 seconds, I don't see it.
And momentum and they're coming out in their live formation. It doesn't look like they're going to kneel it at all. We'll see what they do.
I'll just probably run it. Oh, they're going to go play fake here. Skolton going to try and run it here. He's got some room. With 4 seconds left, he does get out of bounds, but still very far away from field goal range, you would think. But this is Hail Mary time.
Boy, were we wrong.
Yeah.
I do like I love a coaching staff being aggressive.
Yeah.
Anytime there's seconds on the clock, use them. I mean, sometimes coaching staffs will do that. They don't waste any seconds.
Yeah. And you talk about the Hail Mary, and it's like, oh, geez, what's the point of doing a Hail Mary? They almost never work. It's the word almost. They almost never work. But we've seen it a few times. From the 35-yard line, you got some big wide receivers out there. Why not?
Yeah, and
it's the worst that's going to happen. They're going to pick it off and run into the end zone, and we're going to be tied at halftime. Kyle Roki, why would you say that?
But utilize your speed. I mean, you have a lot of speed on the offensive side of the ball. In Ty McCann, Celiuson, and Jackson Hilton, you saw with a lot of speed catching that touchdown. But even Tate Johnson flaring out here onto the flats and maybe work him up the field and throw him the ball. Vegans from the tight end position.
Yep.
You have a lot of weapons, and we just saw Thomas Skolton use his feet to gain a big chunk of yards. Yeah, no wonder that offensive staff is saying, hey, we're not going to waste seconds on this clock. We're going to use them.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe even just 5 more yards. It would have been a long field goal attempt, but Jory's been just booming them this year. He's got the leg for it. It's a question of the accuracy, but they are going to probably just try to chuck this one into the end zone.
First down and 10 for Brandon Valley.
And they got 4 guys about 20 yards from the line of scrimmage.
So they got all their speedsters out at wide receiver. Vegans is actually in the backfield with Skolton to extra block.
Skolton. Going to throw it. And the pass was tipped, and he wouldn't have gotten in the end zone anyway, would have Tate Johnson, but that pass is incomplete, and that is going to bring us to halftime. The Lynx get the ball to start the second half with your score 21-14 Brandon Valley. A very, very interesting first half of football.
It was, and let's go over our sponsors again. As Kyle said, it is 21-14 in this AAA matchup between Watertown, that's 1-3 walking into this game, Brandon Valley 3-1. Great first half. I'm sure we're going to go to a great second half.
Yes.
Justin Oakland of Oakland Homes is the builder and developer of the lake at Aspen Harbor in the heart of Brandon. Coming soon will be great building lots at the new Twin River Crossing development. Give Justin a call for details at 605-553-5311. Bill Thompson, he is your State Farm agent, is the person to talk to for all of your personal and business insurance needs. Bill is located at 31.
Harry Buck with Hague Realtors. A call at 605-366-0221 or go to harrybuck.com for any and all of your real estate needs. Harry and the team at Hague love turning dreams into addresses. Just remember the 3 rules of real estate: location, location.
All complex, the First National Bank Field at Aspen Park. The Pizza Ranch is a proud supporter of Brandon Valley activities and offer the finest pizza in town. Bring the family to their buffet before the game, or order their actual delicious roasted chicken or pizza after the game. Call us at 605-582-6322, and they will deliver to your doorstep, tailgater, or wherever you are in town.
Brandon Community Foundation is a permanent charitable endowment that supports activities that improve the quality of life for all ages in Brandon and Valley Springs. For more info, go to their website at brandoncf.org.
The Brandon Valley Journal is your local news source, covering all 11 Brandon Valley sports every week with stories and photos. You can get all the news in print or online. So If you haven't already subscribed, do it today by calling 605-582-9999. Sign up for the Taco John's Rewards app on your phone for lots of deals and surprises. They have new and exciting products to choose from, and it's always made fresh just for you. The good folks at Taco John's want to thank you for your business. Go Lynx.
The Brandon Valley Area Chamber of Commerce is a proud sponsor of Lynx TV. A strong local business community is vital for the positive growth of the Brandon Valley area. Remember, when you shop in Brandon, you support all things local. Go Lynx. By the way, Erin Dahl, she's in the booth. She's going to be talking to us about a big announcement, one that is going to change your life. So stay tuned. The Brandon Valley Athletic Boosters Club are hardworking, dedicated supporters of all Brandon Valley athletic programs, including Lynx TV.
Sioux Valley Energy is the electric supplier for much of the Brandon Valley area and strong supporter of our community, including Lynx TV. They offer great services at reasonable rates. Go Lynx. And here's your Brandon Valley Band.
Marching Lynx. Thank you for watching our halftime performance. Last weekend, the
That
Marching
is
Lynx are in fourth place
one of the best performances I've seen in quite some time from the Marching Lynx. I was just talking to our next guest here about they had a new band director this year, so they were a little worried, but it's certainly got figured out. Aaron Dahl is here from the Brandon Community Foundation, and Aaron, what's been going on with the Community Foundation recently?
So this is a really busy time of year for us.
A little closer there. There you go.
All right.
Get it right in there.
All right, so we are getting ready for the 8th annual Oak and Vine event in just a little over a month. So we're working hard on getting sponsors together and getting the word out about the event.
And what is this event for? It's just a big fundraiser for the Community Foundation.
Yep, it is. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year. So the Community Foundation is an endowment fund, and every year we get to give out grants to the community. So nonprofits apply for grants, and this is the event where we give them out. And we also raise money so we can, in the future, keep giving out more and more grants. So the fund has a balance right now of just over $800,000.
Oh,
Last year, the Oak and Vine raised $93,000. So we're
Wow.
hoping this year we can go over that $100,000 mark and be inching ever closer to that $1 million mark.
yes, absolutely. Well, that is just wonderful. Can people get tickets to this event?
They can. They can buy them at the door. They're $40. That includes Dan and Becky Blue of Brandon have Jessup Cellar Wine. They provide wine for the event.
Excellent.
We'll have Tony's Catering it, which is always great food.
Oh.
Last year we had well over 200 people there. We're hoping for close to 300 this year. It's a really fun time just to spend time with your community members, celebrate the community, and get a really good feel for the things the Community Foundation is doing in Brandon.
Yeah, and I was actually talking about it with somebody the other day at my work because I work in a place where we print all these Lynx T-shirts and stuff, and I said he thought I was joking, but I'm just like it's different in Brandon. Like the community there is just different. It's got more of a smaller town family feel, even though we are expanding, and I know tons of people that would be interested in an event like this to help out more people from the area. So this is going to be when?
It's November 1st, Friday night. It's 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock at the Holiday Inn Express in Brandon.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me get a pen that works here. Okay, give me that one more time, please.
November 1st, Friday
November
night. So you
1st.
can watch football on Halloween.
There you go.
And then come to the Oak and Vine event on Friday, November 1st, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Tickets are $40 at the door. It's helpful if you RSVP so we can get an idea for the amount coming. And you can do that by texting me, Aaron Dahl, 605-553-3925, or you can email me at tedahl@alliancecom.net.
All right. Well, that sounds like a really fun event going on. Anything else for us?
I think that's it. I hope everybody comes. We'll have a good time.
Can we get a Go Lynx?
Go Lynx.
All right.
Woo!
November 1st from 7 to 9 at the Brandon Community Foundation at Holiday Inn Express in Brandon. $40. That's 605-553-3925 or tedahl@alliancecom.net to get your tickets for just an awesome event. And like she said, there will be booze.
Plenty of it.
Right. Thank you, Aaron. Great talking to you. Great job.
Thank you so much.
All right. And next coming up here, we've got a packed press box here as Aaron's trying to get her microphone off. Good to see you again. Kirk Strand is here, and I believe we have another announcement for fifth quarter. Is that correct?
Right. Fifth quarter tonight. It's at Brandon Lutheran Church. Tonight's for the middle schoolers, 7th and 8th graders, 7th and 8th grade owners.
No
And,
26-year-old men allowed at this event.
No.
Okay.
no.
Well, all right. I just have to ask. I
7th
know
and
you
8th
got free
graders,
food.
Brandon Valley Lutheran, and the time is from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock.
So basically right after the football game from 9 to 11. What kind of activities are at fifth
Oh,
quarter?
they have the gym going. There'll be dodgeball. There'll be all kinds of games. There's food. It's going to be a fantastic, safe night for your middle school students.
9 to 11 at the Lutheran Church?
Brandon Lutheran.
All right. Sounds good. Kirk.
Close enough to walk.
Close enough to walk. That's what we like to hear. Always good to hear from Kirk Strand. Thanks very much, my friend. Ken McCune is next. Amadeus back in his home spot with his microphone on. We just talked to Aaron Dahl about this Brandon Community Foundation at the Holiday Inn Express. $40 for tickets, and they'll have wine there. So if you're interested in that, that'll be a lot of fun. But, yeah, Sounds like a huge thing. I think they said something like $80,000 in their fund that they're going to try to give away for people, grants to organizations. So that is really cool. So thanks to Aaron Dahl. Thanks to Kirk Strand. Thanks to our statisticians over here. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to all the fans for coming out. Thanks for watching us.
It is
I'm out of
amazing.
breath.
I bet you are. As I went to the bathroom, I didn't get to hear the interview, but Aaron Dahl and that foundation, they do a great job. And
So important, too. So important.
Hats off to them and what they do for this community and everything about that. And just this community just continues to grow and grow and grow. And the support around this community is just amazing. So as we look at the stats, I wrote down a couple things that are a little alarming for our defense as we will look at the Watertown offense here. Mr. Smith, Brandon Smith, the quarterback, number 9 for Watertown, combined yards. So he has 43 yards rushing with 1 touchdown, and then he's 13 of 21 for 184 yards and no touchdowns through the air. But that's a combination of 227 yards total. But he does have that 1 fumble that was crucial that separates the score right now at 21-14 as he fumbled at the 3-yard line in the first half.
Huge play.
Yep. So boiling back over to the Brandon Valley side of the ball, Thomas Skolton, 4 for 7, 45 yards, manageable first half from the quarterback position when your running back goes for 13 for 172 and 2 touchdowns. And we're talking about Tate Johnson at 172 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Well, actually, we got a switch there.
Oh,
I think it's actually closer. I think we had an error there, so it's actually closer to 121 yards.
oh, really?
Which is still very impressive.
Okay.
So we just had a quick little glitch there going on, but we got that fixed. So yep, we were just told by our statisticians 121, which is still
really good.
Crazy good.
Even when we're taking off 50 yards off the stats there. So good thing for that offense. The offense is controlling the clock a little bit. Time of possession is a little bit skewed a little bit on all the drives. We got an offensive matchup. Not a lot of defense happening over there right now for the Lynx. Nemec has 6 tackles for Brandon Valley. Muchkinhouse has really played tremendous from the defensive back position at corner. But one thing I touched at, and we touched at, Kyle, in the beginning of the game, that those defensive ends, they're not going to get a lot of sacks. They probably won't get any, and they had zero from them from that defensive line in the first half.
That's crazy. That triple option that read option is certainly hard to handle, but it's going to be important, I think, here for the Lynx to come out and get a big score early, to get on the board, not just with a field goal, a touchdown, to get this back to a 2-possession lead. I'm sure, Coach C and the rest of the coaching staff have got these arrows a little bit more figured out coming into halftime. So do you believe in, halftime adjustments, they going in? And I mean, you're not making huge, it's not huge when you go in there about the differences to be made, but there's some tweakage going on there at halftime in that locker room, is there not?
Yeah, and one thing at halftime, I believe it's a massive thing from a coaching staff. You have to be able to adjust, okay? You don't have the luxury probably to go watch film. Maybe they do. Some high schools probably do. They bring the film right in and plug it in, and here we go. We take 5 minutes to look at the film quick. But the thing is that adjustments as a coaching staff have to be so. On the Brandon Valley side, defensively, and I know they've gained a chunk of yards through the air, okay, at 184 yards through the air.
Right.
It seems a lot, but that's playing off of non-pass rush. So how do you we talked about in the first half, Coach Christensen on the defense, and I'm harping on the defense here because it is whatever defense comes out and plays well here in the second half is going to win the ball game.
Yeah.
Because they're really at 35 points on the board in high school in the first half. There's not a lot of defense being played. So what do you adjust to? So I think you got to take some chances. I think you need to blitz a little bit from them linebacker positions and create things. Create some mismatch. Maybe instead of having your safeties come down and play the slot, bring your linebacker out and play that slot. I know that's suspect in coverage, but if you think it's a run, it's like a chess match. If you think it's a running play, bring that safety down off the edge where you think they're running the ball. Take away that zone option with your defensive end and the safety coming off the edge. You can blitz your safeties. So it's going to be interesting what defensive staff kind of starts taking chances here. And you want to stay with your game plan, I get it. But sometimes at halftime, the game plan goes out the door. You see them for real instead of on film. You see them for real.
Yeah.
Okay, now you say, okay, here we go. We're going to start taking chances. We're going to start. We got a fast defense. Utilize the fast defense. Blitz a little bit. Blitz off the edges.
Yeah.
Make them play to the. You see how they're attacking the hashes.
Right.
And what I mean, the hashes on the football field to the numbers to the sideline. They're attacking that outside. They're not attacking down the middle.
No,
And
everything's been outside the hash marks. No doubt about it.
Take away, force them into the middle. Collapse their offense into the middle. Cradle it.
Yeah.
Almost like a big curve around that offense. Take them out of their skin.
Yeah.
Take them completely out of their skin and force them into the middle of the football field.
Yeah, and the way you're going to do that, as you said, is maybe bring in some safeties or something. You talked about in the first half the high risk, high reward. Sometimes you gotta do something to spark something. Sometimes it is a little bit risky, but they're willing to do it. And here is Muchkanaus. Nice return. He was tripped up at the 30-yard line. Is there some extracurricular activity going on between a Lynx and a Watertown Arrow? But you were going to say something?
Well, and then pointing to the offense at halftime, continue to do what you do.
Yeah.
Run the ball.
Offense has just been,
I don't care if you get 2 yards on first down, run the ball on second down. I don't care if you get 5 yards on second down and it's 3rd and 3, run the football until they stop it.
Yeah, because they haven't been able to yet.
Right.
Jesse Steffel, I think, was the only one that was tackled near the line of scrimmage. And that's not happening on this play as Johnson heads right. Yeah, he's still up there, and that might have gotten him another yard, so gaining about 6 yards on first down.
One thing out of the play action, you talk about how, the Vikings, okay? You talked about the Vikings and how Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook and that offense, all they do is do a lot of play action. That's all they do is play action. So watch Thomas Skolton fake that give like he did in the first half, roll out to his left, that tight end pops wide open.
On second down, it's Johnson. He's got some room. Can he get past everybody? He cannot. Nice open field tackle by number 81, Reese Stark. Check that. That was number 1, Jared Dale. But a huge run, again, for Tate Johnson.
Yeah, and so, you have two plays, 2 rushes, big chunks. And just keep on giving it to them. They are bringing everybody to the line. They have a single safety high here. Keep on giving it to them.
21 yards on that play for number 21. We got a penalty marker here as Johnson once again runs for a 5 or 6 yard gain. We'll check the flag, and we also have a Watertown Arrow on the field, but it looks like he's getting up now.
And it could be clipping or something. Sometimes when you see those defensive linemen rolling around on the field after the play, a lot of times it could be their knees, their lower half, and sometimes that's where a penalty comes in.
Yeah, we'll hear it now. Just straight holding. That'll move us back 10. Well, that's 11 yards that they just gave us.
So that is the first penalty for Brandon Valley in this football game.
How come? Well, that's 11 yards that they pushed us back there, but all right. Pass to the left side, Jackson Hilton getting more plug here receiver-wise than usual. I don't think he played much receiver in that Pigskin Classic game against Aberdeen Central.
No, not much. I think they tried to develop him in both sides of the ball. He's a great corner, great defensive back. but I think he can be really explosive offensively. But Ty McCann and Ciliuson are very good receivers too, and when you have a tight end like number 15, he's a huge weapon also. It'd be interesting to see if they go to him at any time here.
Well, they got two tight ends in the game. It's Vegans and Carroll. They're going to give it to Johnson, and they just run right behind those two tight ends. And every single time it's worked.
Well,
Those two go into motion, they get set, and they run literally right where they were standing on that offensive line.
Yeah,
Every
and-
single time it works.
And just imagine the play action here as Thomas Skolton, they motion to the right, those two tight ends,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they play action. They fake it to Tate Johnson to the left there. So motion the tight ends to the left, fake it to left. Skolton rolls out to the right, pops somebody
Yep.
wide open.
And instead of blocking, one of those tight ends just slips, comes around the line. Pass to the right side is incomplete. So that's a good third down stop for Watertown. I think you got to go for it here, don't you?
Well, here's an iffy call because our Brandon Valley Lynx defense has not really stopped the Watertown Arrows offense.
They're going for it. I like the call.
I do too. I like being aggressive.
Johnson and McCann at the top of your screen. It's Ciliuson at the bottom. 4th and 4. Here's Skolton. He's going to lob it. It's Vegans. You called it. Touchdown, Brandon Valley Lynx. Mike Vegans scores. And you called it, partner. He got open right away.
He is going to be a big, big weapon, folks. I'm telling you right now, whenever you have a tight end that has a little bit of speed, and we already know he can block. We already know that because they run right behind him. But he's a threat at the tight end position in high school football. High school football. That's huge for your offense.
And I said Mike Vegans. That is Austin Vegans' brother, older brother Mike, who graduated around my era, but did play football as well. It was actually Austin Vegans. That one was tipped twice. Once by a player for Watertown, and then it tips off the bottom crossbar and falls through. So the extra point's good. Austin Vegans on the touchdown, not Mike Vegans. Sorry, Austin, if you're watching this back. But great play by Austin Vegans. He was wide open, but good throw by Skolton to get him the football.
Well, the safeties come down. They come down, and your tight end's going to be dangerous. That's just the way it is. The NFL and college use it big time, those tight ends. And the Lynx have always been, it seems like since I've been here in the last 10, 11 years, is that the tight end position has always been crucial to this offense. And they've always had a good tight end from the kid that went to Augustana.
Brayden Peterson?
Nope, the tight end.
Yes, Winter, Nate Winter.
Yeah, Nate, and all the way. That's the one tight end I can remember, and he was huge for that offense. And Vegans is just a tremendous weapon, both in the run game and pass game.
Another short kick from Sorensen. And it's scooped up by Falconer. And they must see something in their special teams because they've done that twice now where it's almost a line drive squib to about the 20, and they've pinned them back both times inside the 20.
And we talked about adjustments at halftime. Offensively, you got pinned back by a penalty, so you had to go extra yards. Mm-hmm. But they came out. They came out running the ball, doing what you're good at, and then play action off of that. And so defensively, how do we respond to a Watertown offense that's just been cruising on offense in the first half?
And a first down handoff, it is to Fossum. And that's going to be a gain of about 4 yards on the play. And that was a huge touchdown drive for the Lynx, considering how this Watertown offense has looked. But Watertown they need to keep this game one possession. They need to score here to keep up with the Lynx, because this Lynx offense is going to be hard to stop.
It is, and Watertown has had massive, massive drives, really, really clock-holding drives, and we'll see what the defense does here.
Smith fires it. What are they going to say here? No, they're going to call it a catch.
Number 2, Mason Lloyd,
just shy of the first down. Mason Lloyd on the catch. Looked like from here it hit the ground, but we're a little ways away from that play.
3rd and 1.
Coach Garrow doesn't like the call. Like you called it, it's a catch, 3rd and 1. Defensively, this is where you bring the surprise. You take the chance, 3rd and 1. My guess is you got to bring a backer here.
3rd and 1, they throw it outside, and boy, it broke about 4 tackles to get a first down. They might have had them bottled up. You're not too happy with that, are you, Ken?
Well, the issue is you know where they're attacking. We just know. We know they're attacking at the hashes. They're attacking to the hashes to the outside marker. They're not attacking the middle of the field. Sometimes you got to bring those backers. You got to flare them. You got to create a surprise. Just don't let them gash yards on you all the time.
Yeah. Ugh. First down for Watertown, and they're going to fake the handoff. Smith's going to keep it. Almost like a jet sweep type of thing. So they run the option out of there. They run the option out of the pistol. It's very eclectic, this offense.
And it's a zone blocking scheme, as you can see the offense. What I mean by a zone blocking scheme, there's not a lot of polling. They just flow right, left, that offensive line. And the zone scheme behind it just reads off those defensive ends.
So basically when you run to the right, and a
Everybody's
zone blocking
flowing.
scheme, everybody moves to the right, you hit the person in front of you, and if there's nobody there, you go to the next level. Is that basically
Right.
how that works?
Yep.
This is the straight option here. There's not going to be much on that one, as that one's taken by Evan Falconer.
And I feel for the defensive line because the defensive line is bored. I'm just being honest with you. They're really bored. Defensive lines like to pin their ears back and get after it. That's what they're taught to do. They're not taught to just be disciplined and kind of pause a little bit.
3rd down and 6, a huge 3rd down for this Lynx defense and for the Watertown offense. Pass is caught. He went for the pick, and he didn't get it. Faulkner gets a first down. Jesse Steffel going for the pick 6, and it just slips past him into the hands of Faulkner.
And so number 9, Braden Smith, their quarterback, Watertown's quarterback, is pretty efficient right now, but he's really efficient at these slot receivers. He's really getting it to these slot receivers, those receivers in that 4 receiver set that are closer to the offensive line.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to paint a picture for you folks at home. Is that was just a simple out route, a 5 and out, and Jesse came that close, and sometimes you got to be lucky.
Here's a handoff, and at the line of scrimmage, it's they've been so good with running with their wide receiver and their quarterback, but it's actually awesome that hasn't done much on the ground. Just 11 carries for 21 yards.
Well, that time their linebacker number 33 is going to be Damian Shunke. They brought him off the edge. Okay, their linebacker he's sitting in the middle now. They brought him off the edge. What that did is that forced it to run in the middle.
Yeah.
And we stopped him. You got to keep on doing that. You got to force it, and you see him blitzing off the edge again.
Smith throws. He's finding lots of windows here. And the Watertown Arrows are finding ways to slip through these Lynx tackles in a way that I have not seen in quite some time up here in the booth. They are slipping and sliding around this Lynx defense right now.
And
Lots of missed tackles.
One thing Braden Smith's doing well is he's getting rid of the ball quick. And that will frustrate a defensive line also, because you get upfield a little bit and the ball's gone.
Kind of the Dan Marino strategy against the Chicago Bears back in the 1985. Here's the handoff, and they're going to get a first down here, it looks like, as Fossum's going to move the chains. Now, obviously, the Lynx defense, I am not comparing them to the 1985 professional football Chicago Bears, but if you do quick passes like that, it's really hard for the defense to adjust if they're running such short routes that they're not even able to kind of read the play. Is there anything to that where that's why it's so frustrating for them?
Well, and after this play, I'll touch on what what I would do, and that's just a good stop by a defensive
Fossum's
tackle
eaten up.
by Lemke. And so
Tackle made by
that's
number
going to bring up a
70.
second down and probably about 12. But so what you do to combat that is you play bump and run coverage. You bring your corners and safeties, whoever's playing the slots in the corners, you bring them up to a man-to-man. You go man-to-man with it, and you take your chance and bump and run. So that
Right.
quick pass is not there anymore. It makes the quarterback hold the ball a little bit longer. Maybe your defensive lineman can get to the quarterback then.
Just under 4 minutes to go in the third. Smith, he finally makes a mistake. Intercepted by Joe Colbeck.
Pass is intercepted
That
by
was a
number 27,
big-time
Joe
play
Colbeck.
by Joe Colbeck, and much needed.
And they needed it. Safety stayed high. They tried to attack the middle of the field, and I think they're really vulnerable in the middle of the field, Kyle. They just turned the ball over there,
Yeah.
obviously. But I think they're you got to force it, and that defense is starting to adjust to where they're collapsing everything to the middle of the field, and I think that's where you take Watertown out of their scheme.
So the Lynx are backed up again. They've been backed up once already inside the 5-yard line. They went 97 yards on 5 plays. So they'll see if they can do it again here, up 2 touchdowns. And here is Tate Johnson. Can he get around one man? He cannot, but it is a gain of 37 yards.
Run the ball.
Yeah,
I mean, just run the ball.
just run it.
I mean, it's really, they're making it look simple, but that offensive line is just winning. They're just winning. I know that when he kicked it to the outside, that's just a good running back kicking to the outside there. But the offensive line is really a moving company tonight. They're just moving everybody.
First down from the 40 after a 37-yard run. Here is Jesse Steffel now. A big, monstrous hit on number 50, Sam Strop. He'll get credit for the tackle, but I think Jesse Steffel's the one that met Strop, and Strop's still talking to him.
He is a kid that you do not want to deliver the punch to you, because he'll do it. He will deliver it.
Oh, yes.
He is a tough player. Last year, both those running backs, in Johnson and Steffel, with 1,000 yards apiece, they are very, very good.
Johnson shimmies his way. Wow. Power, speed, can move. That is just crazy. Two players with 2,000 yards a game, if you think about it. They play, 10, 11 games at most? You are averaging 200 yards a game on the ground.
Yeah.
With a great quarterback, with a really good quarterback in Tommy.
Right. And the thing is that the unselfishness of Thomas Skolton just to hand the ball off is massive, too, to this offense.
Johnson again. Fumbled.
Fumble on the play.
We'll see who's got it here. It looks like Lynx did fall on it, but boy, talk about the first mistake for Brandon Smith. That's the first mistake of by Tate Johnson. They do get the first down, but ooh, that was scary there for a moment.
It was. They're going to start trying to strip the ball. They want to create a turnover. They're down 14, 2 scores with a little over 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. That defense also for Watertown has to take chances.
First down. Play fake. Open and making the catch is Luke Wickersham, brother of former running back Alex Wickersham.
From Skolton.
Did you see somebody else open on that play?
Number 17
Yeah,
on the stop
as you
with
could
the
see,
arrow.
Jackson Hilton running wide open
Gain of
up
5 yards
top.
on
But,
that play. Second
that's
and
the way it is on this play action. These corners have to play some run support when you're running the ball so much, and they got a hard decision to make is that do I come up on the play action and support the run, or do I stick with this receiver?
2nd and 5. Here's Tate now. Flags all over the place. He gets the first down for now. Well, we'll check the flag. This one is probably coming back.
Yeah, number 72, Zach Rogow. He swallowed that defensive end. I mean, he tackled him.
Well, why would he do that?
It's just the way it is.
Does he know the rules?
Yeah, I always say if an
I'm just
offensive
kidding. I'm just kidding, by the way.
if an offensive line's going to hold, you might as well make it blame
Oh,
and
yeah.
just let it go.
Yeah, and some people have asked me, like, why would you ever hold? Like, why, whatever. Sometimes it is necessary to hold. If you're getting doubled up and you think, you know, and you're the blind side offensive tackle and you think that you might, you know, send your quarterback to the emergency room, you're taking that 10 yards and you're grabbing onto him and saving it down.
A quick surprise for everybody: there's holding on every play.
Yes, there is. And when you're playing against New England, sometimes there isn't some, and they still call it.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick, Tom Shady. I'm just kidding. They're great. You think they got what it takes to go 16-0?
They do. They haven't given up a touchdown in three. A rushing or passing touchdown in 3 games.
In their defense, they're playing the Dolphins and the Jets, who are one's going to get Tua, and the other one's going to get Lawrence. So,
right.
But I know what you're saying. It's still a professional football team
Right.
playing 3 games against professional baseball football teams. So,
Right.
I'd sure love a division where I could play Miami and Buffalo. But Buffalo's 3-0 this year. That'll be a big test. Buffalo against New England. Actually, in Buffalo, pass incomplete right side. That one was intended for Damon Vischer. That'll bring up 4th down. So once again, they'll have to make a decision on what they want to do.
And here's a little mental game that you have to play here. I know you want to be aggressive. We all want to be aggressive. We all want to not just give them the ball and so on a punt. But Coach Garrow's got to get into this defensive heads. The head of this defense and say, okay, I'm going to punt the ball. He's not going to here, obviously, but trust your defense.
Yep.
Sometimes when you just punt the ball and say, hey, I'm going to trust you, sometimes it ups the level for them.
It's Colton. Hilton's open. Can he get it there? Incomplete. Just underthrown.
And so there's the chance. There's the chance that you take. You're going to give Watertown really good field position here with 44 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, and it's only a 2-score game.
Yep.
Sometimes you want to get a little cute with your play calling too, and I know that you see mismatches and this and that with Jackson Hilton. But remember, it was 4th down and manageable. 8 or 9 yards.
Yep.
Run that little under screen to like a McCann or
Yes.
something, and go grab that 1st down.
Here's the handoff. Met in the backfield. Number 44, Parker Reed.
Well,
Just ate Fossum's lunch.
But here's what I want you to look at now, how they're stopping the run, okay? They're having number 45, the other defensive end, what's his name?
That would be Braden Dibdahl.
He stands up and kind of goes out more, okay?
Yep.
They bring the linebacker 33 off the edge here and let Parker shoot the gap when they think it's a run play.
Smith's going deep. He's got his man. Another catch on a deep pass down the left side. This one by, I believe, Max Roble, and he's a tight end getting outside the numbers.
Well, they like to take chances. We know they do. And that was a big chance, and they hit it. So now, if you watch the linebackers, we're going to go into the 3rd quarter. We're going to go into the 4th. And Watertown's driving.
Yes, they are.
So Justin Oakland of Oakland Homes is the builder and developer of the lake at Aspen Harbor. In the heart of Brandon, coming soon will be great building lots at the new Twin River Crossing developments. Give Justin a call for details at 5311. Bill Thompson, your State Farm agent, is the person to talk to for all your personal and business insurance needs. Bill is located at 312 South Split Rock Boulevard, or give him a call at 605-582-4343. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Give Harry Buck with Hague Realtors a call at 605-36. Take two and action. Give Harry Buck with Hague Realtors a call at 605-366-0221 or go to harrybuck.com for any and all of your real estate needs. Harry and the team at Hague love turning dreams into addresses. Just remember the 3 rules of real estate: location, location, Harry Buck. Alliance Communications is the leading internet, cable, and phone provider in the Brandon area. Alliance customers have 100% fiber to the home, and that puts them light years ahead of most homes throughout the country. Go Lynx. First and 10 after the big play and the end of the quarter. Smith throws another short pass. It's caught for a first down by Dawson Schmidt. Schmidt still on his feet, finally taken down. Boy, that little underneath pass, that little out route is really working for him.
And how you take that away is you bump and run. You don't play 7 off.
Yeah.
You don't let your corners play 7 off. And that's what they're doing right now. They're almost scared of the deep pass. Well, now is where you really, I talk about getting into their face mask and jam those receivers so that quick pass isn't there.
Handoff looked like it might have been a busted play. Fossum does move a little bit, but he's not going to get far, maybe 2 yards on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
Tackle made by 79.
Well, both teams at this point, the last 2 drives, felt like they've been playing with house money. They get the turnover. You know, maybe that's more of a reason why they went for it on 4th down, and now all of a sudden they get a stop on 4th down that they weren't expecting. So I'm sure they'll be aggressive here. There's no time for a field goal. You got to punch this thing in if you're
Right.
Watertown.
And the chance they take on the Brandon Valley offense going forward on 4th down gave Watertown great field position.
Fossum, not this time. Stop back at the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down.
Folsom on the carry.
There has been some screw tightening here, though, with this with the way that they've defended the run in the second half. I'll give them credit for that.
They are bringing the linebacker off the edge. Like I said, they're taking away that read option and letting Parker Reed actually shoot the gap between the guard and the tackle, and that's really confusing the quarterback.
Smith on 3rd and goal, throws it out wide. Pass is caught by Fossum. Touchdown. Watertown Arrows. It's a 1-score game.
So how do you combat a linebacker blitzing? You flare your running back out. That's a great call.
They called their bluff.
That is a great call by that offense. Hats off to them. That's just a really good call.
So it'll be up to the Lynx to answer here and keep this lead. Extra point. No problem. It is good.
And so we have a ball game with 10:09 to go, 28-21 in this AAA matchup as Roosevelt took down the number 1 seed Harrisburg this evening. So everything's going to be bunched up. If the Lynx can win this game, I know it goes on that point system, and I get it, and it goes on your strength of your opponent, but really moving to 4-1 with Harrisburg at 4-1, Roosevelt at 4-1, then you create that log jam up there, and the separation can start happening eventually.
I'll say this. Having a 1-possession game against a team that went 1-3, no offense to Watertown because they played great, that does not help with your ranking very much, you wouldn't think.
No, and it's all about the strength of schedule, and I get that they have to have a point system in this in South Dakota, and they usually do in most states in sports. But we got a ball game, and right now our defense is kind of reeling. That's a great call by that offensive staff. How to combat a blitz is swing an extra player out where that actual linebacker is supposed to be.
And a short squib kick on the return is Jordan Johnson, a sophomore, and he broke a couple tackles. Nice run for him. Sure he'll be getting some time here in the next few years.
He will as a 7th grader in the FBU. And the FBU is they compile the supposed the best players in the state and go play other states. He ran for over 300 and I believe 30 yards against Kansas City. He's a really good player. Watch him in the future. He's going to be a really good running back. At the First, as we have a player down for Watertown, we'll go over some of our sponsors here. And at the First National Bank, their student checking account is perfect for those 25 and younger. It provides convenient access to tools like e-alerts and mobile banking while on the go. They are proud supporters of all things Brandon, like the new baseball complex, the First National Bank Field at Aspen Park. The Pizza Ranch is a proud supporter of Brandon Valley activities and offer the finest pizza in town. Bring the family to their buffet before the game or order their delicious roasted chicken. As I'm looking at the field, there's a little concern there. I'll finish this. Roasted chicken or pizza after the game. Call us at 605-582-6322, and they will deliver to your doorstep, tailgater, or wherever you are in town. So we're looking at the field here. It's never good when the player's down that long. We'll keep on going. The Brandon Community Foundation is a permanent charitable endowment that supports activities that improve the quality of life for all ages in Brandon and Valley Springs. For more info, go to their website at brandoncf.org.
The Brandon Valley Journal is your local news source covering all 11 BV sports every week with stories and photos. You can get all of the news in print or online. So if you haven't already subscribed, do it today by calling 605-582-9999. Hunter Wage is walking off the field now. That is a great sign for Watertown and everybody here. So it looks like he's going to be all right. Might have just got his bell rung. Sign up for the Taco John's Rewards app on your phone for lots of deals and surprises. They have new and exciting products to choose from, and it's always made fresh just for you. For you? No, for me. The good folks at Taco John's wants to thank you for your business. Go Lynx. So first down for the Lynx. They have had good field position. They've either had really, really good field position or really, really bad field position. They got a muffed handoff here as Tate Johnson. Looked like a bad snap, bad exchange from the bad snap. Bad all around.
Well, and they brought the blitzer, the middle linebacker. They took that chance on that run, and they got him. They got the Lynx pinned back a little bit for a tackle for a loss there. And you talk about these defenses taking chances. Watertown just took a chance, and they won. And so it brings up a big – this series is big at the crucial part of the game in the fourth quarter here, is you have a one-score game that separates everything.
Here's Johnson. A monster hit out of bounds. Right around the 46-yard line. I'll give him the 47, I think.
So here's the crucial part of this, okay, Kyle? Mm-hmm. So as being a coach on the sideline here, it's third down and
8.
They got to move it to 8. Okay, third down and 8. You don't get it. You have to punt. Am I correct?
Yeah, you got to punt here.
Okay.
Play fake. Pass is caught for a first down. That's Silliason, and that is a cold-blooded connection for a big first down. Oof.
Well, big players make big plays, and Thomas Skolton put it right in his hands. I mean, that was good coverage by Watertown also. Silliason with a good catch, but big players convert big third downs, and that was a big conversion.
Jeez Louise, man.
Wow, that happens. That happens every week.
Whoever's doing that, if they're watching this game, I'm going to come over to that house, and I'm going to politely ask you to stop, because I'm not the violent type. Hand up on the play to Johnson.
Well, and then they do it. purposely when the offense is on the field. Don't
Yeah,
distract them.
wait until the defense is on the field if you're going to do it, or just don't do it at all because, well, my family already has high blood pressure, and the last thing I need is to be spooked like that. I don't know if that's true, by the way.
It could be. You just don't know yet.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 shot. 2nd down and 9. Tommy's going for it all. It's McCann, and he just overthrew him a little bit. Oof. He had the step.
It was there.
3rd down.
As they're concentrating on the run, the deep ball over the middle of the field, wide open again. Now, you got a 3rd down situation that you had on the other side of the field on the last series for the Lynx on offense, and Coach Garrow went for it, gave the Lynx the ball about at the same spot on the other side of the field. This will be an interesting 3rd down, maybe going into 4th down. Hopefully they convert this 3rd down.
3rd down and 9. Tommy is sacked back at the 48-yard line. Whew.
They said that this series alone, the Watertown defense has started dialing up blitzes, and they're starting to take the chance that we talked about coming out of halftime. What defense is going to take the chance, and they just won that chance again.
Wow.
And so now, defensively, Coach Christensen and his defense have to come up with something to stop that offense. You do not want to go in any momentum for the Watertown offense, which they already have, and get a tie ball game.
Good punt. And it goes into the end zone for a touchback. It was a long punt, but the Lynx defense will be back on the field. The Brandon Valley Area Chamber of Commerce is a proud sponsor of Lynx TV. A strong local business community is vital for the positive growth of the BV area. Remember, when you shop in Brandon, you support all things local. Go Lynx.
The Brandon Valley Athletic Boosters Club are hardworking, dedicated supporters of all Brandon Valley athletic programs, including Lynx TV. The Sioux Valley Energy is the electric supplier for much of Brandon Valley area, and strong supporters of our community, including Lynx TV.
Smith gets away from pressure. Going to run. And he gets out of bounds at near the 26.
Brandon Smith, number 9.
And it looks
Ran out of
like
bounds by number 32.
Joey Nemec's got a cramp here.
The leading tackler going in, number 32 for the Lynx, going into halftime with 6. Down on the sideline. Like you said, it's
This is
probably
just
a
captivating.
cramp. So, defensively, scheme-wise, chances. You have to start taking chances, Coach Christensen. You can't sit back. It's got to be a chance game now.
Gain of 7 for Smith. He's going to throw now on 2nd and 3. Throws it to the left side. Intercepted. It's picked off. Jesse Steffel jumped it this time, and he got it. Touchdown, Brandon Valley Lynx. Flag on the play. Right at the end of it.
Big players play in big spots. We'll see what the penalty is.
Might be an excessive celebration after the play. Didn't you just say a couple minutes ago that big-time players make big-time plays?
That's a big-time play.
That's a big-time play. Jumped it. And Jory Sorensen is coming out on the field, which would indicate to me that this touchdown is going to stand.
It's going to a little.
Yeah. So the penalty forced on the kickoff, but most importantly, with 6:56 to go, that makes it a 2-possession game once again. So you don't like the you love the pick,
but mental part of it.
Yep.
It's and I saw our athletic director, Mr. Marceau. The kick's good. Mr. Marceau really almost come unglued from the sideline over there on your right side of your field on Jesse, because you just don't want to have it your football team represented in that. When you make a big play, get in the end zone, act like you've been there before.
Yeah.
Just act like
you can't really, when it comes to celebrating a touchdown, you can be excited and high-five your friends and stuff, but other than that, there's really not much you can do. I didn't really see what happened when he went into the end zone, if it was something he did or something he said, because I was kind of looking at myself in the reflection here because I think I'm so handsome. But did you see it? What happened to it?
I did, and it's a little excessive, but Jesse, I'm watching the sideline here, Jesse Steffel, if you guys can see it. He went up to his coach, Coach Garrow, and gave him a hug, and I guarantee when he whispered in his ear, "I'm sorry," he said, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
That's my guess.
And then Garrow said, "Apology accepted. See you tomorrow for some stairs over here in the stadium."
But that's a big-time play. Yeah, that's just, like I said, big-time players make big-time plays. Offensively, Thomas Skolton picks up a big first down. Okay, they didn't finish that drive. They had a punt, but picked up a couple first downs. Jesse Steffel makes a big play. Takes the ball right out of that wide receiver's hands.
That was, yeah, I mean, he jumped it perfectly on the return here. And this could turn into a big return, and it's a decent return for Devin Miles.
Well, that's what happens when you're pinned back on the kickoff. You're going to get probably pretty good field position, the opponent, when that penalty's accessed on the kickoff, and that's what we have here, is they're going to start at the 37, and we know this offense can score quick. It's a two-possession game, 6:49. 6:49 in a football game, folks, is a long time.
But they will want to score quickly here. First down for Smith. They give it off to Fossum. And Fossum's finally finding some running room here after a sluggish start. He pushes a pile all the way to get a first down. And we got an injured player here as well.
And that'll stop the clock. The chains will stop the clock too, but the player down will too. So, defensively again, there's the chance you take, and you scored on it, and you got the touchdown. Okay. Now, what other chances do you take? You have that offense without creating some type of blitz, and they did blitz a little bit. I know we see Jesse make the pick and score the touchdown, but the blitz created the fast pass, the quick pass, when he probably didn't want to get rid of it that fast.
Yeah.
And so those two things, when they work in sync together, create turnovers, and that's what you saw. And right now, the Lynx team, and we talked about value in the ball in the beginning of the program here, is that I believe it's 3 turnovers to none.
Yep.
And that's in favor of the Lynx. And so usually you win football games, the scoreboard's showing that right now.
Smith 20 of 30. He's going to run it here. He's had a nice game running. And he's tackled at the 40. If I'm the Lynx, I guess they're still running the football, but I would drop some people back and just have them throw the ball gently down the field, with your prevent defense and keep eating up clock. But they're not throwing it. They're still running it. And Braden Smith's got 11 carries for 69 yards.
One thing I think they're doing is they're kind of exposing our linebackers, too. Our linebackers are just thinking too much. They're not just shooting gaps. They're really waiting for the play to come to them.
They're going to throw it here, try and get back into the game. It was tipped up in the air, and he caught it. What a catch by Max Robel. That ball tipped up in the air. It was knocked out, I think, by Muchkanaus, and it went right back into his hands.
And this is where Watertown struggled a little bit when they get in that red zone and 20 to the goal line. And when everything's shrinked up, hopefully the defense can hold here.
And nothing doing on that one. He backed up to about the 11-yard line. So that's a nice defensive play. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like this Lynx defense has been spectacular tonight, but there have been some plays that have gone in Watertown's favor that have kept them in this game.
They have.
Smith fires a strike. This is going to be pass interference against Jesse Steffel. It is incomplete, but it will be first and goal here coming up for Watertown with 5:30 to go, which, like you said, is an eternity.
It is. Football games are won and lost between these minutes, and that's the big thing here is that so far in this game, besides Watertown shooting themselves in the foot, the defense just hasn't been able to stop them.
Yep. Second down.
Yeah,
I thought it was an automatic first down. My apologies. So second and goal now from the 5. I don't know why I thought that. That's only on like defensive holding.
really watch the running back here as he may swing out, and they give it to him.
Fossum is in. And again, we have a one-possession game.
Touchdown, Watertown Arrow.
Well, it's not over. I mean, and just as much as Jesse Steffel scores on that pick six, he gave him good field position too with the excess.
Yes,
I
he
mean,
did.
In this type of game, yards count.
Yes,
and,
he did.
And that can be crucial when you need to hold a lead. You need to hold a field position too, and that's unfortunately it's creeping up on them right now. So offensively, one thing good about this Lynx team is what they do well is run the ball, and usually running the ball will eat clock up.
Yep. So they're basically just going to try to hold on here. Lincoln defeated Aberdeen Central 25-13. Del Rapids over Tri-Valley 35-6. Trying to find more ones that are in our range here. That's about it for some higher league scores.
So 5:24 to go.
Yeah.
Ball game, 7-point ball game, 35-28. Tate Johnson's went over the 200 mark in rushing, 212 yards at 9.2 yards per carry. And that's about what we've had for offense here tonight for the Lynx, and they need a heavy dose of him.
Mooch Knaus. And out to the 31-yard line, and that's where the Lynx offense, which has been very good tonight, the 393 total yards of offense. Skolton, 8 of 15 in this game.
One thing we haven't seen tonight, special teams really haven't become a big factor in this game, and that's surprising when you have a tight game like this.
Not over yet. 122 rushing yards for Watertown, 254 total for the Lynx, and they're going to add on to that total as Tate Johnson runs it up the middle. Can we tell Tate, like, if you think you're going to get a first down, like on a first down, that maybe you could just, like, fall down for a gain of 9 so we can keep this clock moving?
That's a good point.
Seems like a good idea to me. Just fall down right at the 9-yard line, let the clock run all the way to quarterback sneak or whatever, and just. There is a reason why I am not a coach.
Hey, it's good clock management, though.
It is.
Right?
It is, but I think I might get laughed out of the room with that one.
Watertown players down at.
Had a couple of guys go out here. Twins are winning 6-2. They clinched like we talked about a couple days ago. Yeah. Jose Barrios getting, that's probably his last start until the playoffs begin.
This will be number 100,
Considering we only have
right?
2 games left. Yep, this will be win number 100. First time since 1965 that the Twins will have won 100 games if they're able to hold on.
Wow.
And it went pretty well that year in 65. They went all the way to the World Series.
I'm a little concerned about their pitching staff, and in the playoffs, as we know, pitching wins. Sounds like they'll probably be playing the Yankees, right?
I've heard about 98% chance we'll be playing the Yankees, which is fine with me in the first round.
Because those pitching staffs are about even, I would say, and they both hit a ton of home runs, so it'll be probably a big offensive series. But then, more than likely, you win that series, you're going to go to Houston, and Houston has an ace on every level in the pitching staff. And I think this injury is, I never want to say it's serious, but
well, we do see him moving, which is a good sign.
anytime you have the athletic director go out and a principal maybe, it's probably not good. But hey, hopefully it's something minor that can be fixed quick. So as we look, so you had the scores, right?
Some of them.
Roosevelt wins
Yes.
against Harrisburg. The other teams that we're looking at in AAA, you have O'Gorman.
Yeah, Pier edged Spearfish 72-0. Washington and Rapid City Stevens are tied at 27 with 1:30 to go. How about that?
Say it again?
Washington 27, Rapid City Stevens 27. 1:30 left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Washington has been a real juggernaut in the Metro for a long time. This is the year they graduated quite a few players, really good players on the offensive side of the ball last year.
Not good enough to beat us.
No.
Nope.
No. And one thing they did do is they really made leaps and bounds on that offensive side of the ball, as they've always been a juggernaut. On defense is Nate Gary, that plays for the Eagles now. Is running all over the field.
Right.
You saw the other night, and but that Washington team is, it's kind of like a rebuilding year for them, maybe a little bit, and so they've struggled a little bit to get things rolling. And but to me, I think in the future here, and in this season, I think they're always a really good second half team also. Just like the Lynx have been, and so I think they're going to play a part. O'Gorman will play a part in these playoffs, and I'm assuming all these teams make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And Roosevelt, Harrisburg now jumping into AAA and becoming a force. They take their first loss.
Thankfully, he's up.
And so we will resume play. 5:13 to go in this AAA matchup between the Lynx that are 3-1 and the Arrows at 1-3, trying to come into Lynx field and create an upset. The Lynx need to make a massive drive here and drain that clock.
So first down for the Lynx. We're right at the 5-minute mark. Here is Johnson. Not much. It's kind of weird when he gets a gain of 3 yards and we're saying, like, geez, is he okay? Like, is everything all right with him?
You only have 227 yards. Are you okay? Or 28 or something like that? Are you sure? They just announced it. So Lincoln beats Aberdeen Central 25-13.
Yes. Second down. Gosh. Flag on the play.
So this is where
It's an encroachment penalty.
this is where the mental part of the game comes into effect. Okay,
Yeah.
it's really
All right.
that third step in what we call the 3 keys of a football game. The mental game will come a factor here in the next 44 minutes and 22 seconds.
Second and very short now. Johnson. Pushing. He's violently taken down at the 45-yard line, but a first down for the Lynx. That's a big first down there.
It is. Stops the clock. Also, for the Lynx, you always want a first down, but it does stop the clock as they move the chains. Now they're going to wind the clock back up at 4 minutes.
Trying to keep track here as well as with that Sioux Falls, Washington game. That's the one that got audible gasps in here, isn't it? I'm assuming when they announced that score. So we'll keep you updated on that one as well. First down from the 44. Now it's Jesse Steffel's turn. He hurdles one man, gets to the 39, and Watertown's going to start using their timeouts here. And I guess with 3:23 to go, and I guess that's this is about that time. If they think that they can stop Brandon Valley in these next few plays, because now it's 2nd and 8. You know, if you get 2 stops, you're going to have a good amount of time to try and get that equalizing score.
Well, one thing, the ultimate surprise, I know you want to run the ball here, but remember, Watertown's going to collapse that line. I mean, they're going to bring everybody up to that line. Maybe a play action does work, but the risk of that on a non-completed pass as it stops the clock, it's an extra timeout for that Watertown sideline. So the chess match goes on between these coordinators, the offensive coordinator for the Lynx and the Arrows defensive coordinator. It's that fine of a line. You know, what decision you make is really cost the game, and then you rely on your football players to execute. And that's the game. That's the game of football in a nutshell.
So it'll be 2nd and 8 now. Here is Johnson, gets the first down, huge first down with 3:22 to go. And now just like that, that strategy of using a timeout there turns out to bite them because they weren't able to stop. Well, they weren't able to stop Tate Johnson all day because he's up to 253 rushing yards.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
I mean, that's a lot.
That's a lot of yards.
He has rushed the ball 27 times, though. Sometimes, you know, we saw Jesse Staffel come in the last play before that and give him a little breather, but he's really carried this offense along with that offensive line.
That's 750 feet.
Holy cow.
You know how many inches that is?
Phew.
I don't care. First down. Nobody else does either. Johnson right side. Stay in bounds.
Yeah.
You know.
Take Johnson on the carry.
And he's got to know that, doesn't he, that he has to stay in bounds there?
Yeah, and he was carried out, but he's got to stay in bounds, and Thomas Skolton's telling him, stay in bounds. He just had a conversation with him right there. So 2nd down and 3, stops the clock at 2:50 to go in this ball game. 2 timeouts for Watertown, and the Lynx have 3 timeouts. Hopefully they do not have to use one.
Johnson in the backfield with Wickersham. Going to give it to him. Up the gut. And there it is. There's icing on the cake. Touchdown, Brandon Valley Lynx. Tate Johnson, who is going over. He has over 270 yards. I think they're going to spot him with 29 carries, 274 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the day. My, oh, my. We had a little bit of a scare in this one, but this has been an incredible performance by Johnson.
And the only alarming thing in this ball game is the defense, and the defense is kind of taking a step back a little bit from overpowering teams, obviously up over in Rapid City. But we saw against the Aberdeen Central, we had a little problem with a scrambling quarterback.
Yes.
And you've seen Braden Smith, he's able to use his wheels too. And so we've seen this defense kind of it's hard to put your foot on what the issue is, but
There was a lot of splash plays today and some lucky plays,
Right,
maybe
right.
even just a little. But I mean, they'll take them too. They won't apologize for it. 28 points is 28 points.
But it's the hard drives, and the
Yeah.
scoreboard. The scoreboard's really showing tonight of the turnover battle. The turnover, who's won the turnover battle, 3-0, and that's one thing. Is 2 scores is always a show usually of who wins a turnover battle, and the Lynx have been fortunate enough to do that tonight.
Touchback for Jory Sorensen.
Touchback arrows will start at their own 20-yard
So
line.
they're going to have to get some big chunks here and get an onside kick probably with 2 timeouts left.
And this quarterback, Braden Smith, has thrown the ball well tonight, and especially on the deep throw, he's converted. And you said he's gotten lucky a couple times, and he has. And so we'll see what that defense does here. They're almost going to have to. I would put 2 safeties high here, not
Yep.
just one. Yeah, but they are going to put 1 safety high in Colback, I believe, and still support the run.
Smith down. He goes. And it was sacked by, I believe that was Dante Miller.
Made by number 60, Dante Miller.
Haven't called his name, I don't think,
On the
this year yet.
quarterback last block,
That was a big-time
6
play.
yards.
It was.
Smith on 2nd down, going deep. And it is caught. Big first down
Pass caught by number 8,
by
Max Robo.
number 8, Max Roble.
Tackle made by Joe Kovac, number 27.
That was a duck, but
Well,
he
it's just a
got,
jump
just
ball.
got position.
Yeah, he's just. It's
37
about
yard line,
rebounding.
first down,
He went up and got the ball.
Yep. That's the wrong sport.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. That's a nice tight spiral here, but it's knocked away incomplete. Great play by Jackson Hilton. That'll bring up 2nd down. So everybody's probably going to go home
Pass,
smiling
number
here,
11, Jackson
especially the
Hilton.
students. Happy homecoming to everybody.
Number 4, Dawson Smith.
I know we all have great memories from homecoming. I sure do.
I do too. It's been a long time. A long time ago.
What, has it been 15 years for you?
A little bit more,
16?
maybe.
10?
Maybe. We'll
Well, it's
just
been
keep on
9 for
saying
me,
maybe.
so it's definitely been more than 9. This one's just dumped off to the right side, and Fossum's finally got some running room. And he's finally out of bounds at the 5-yard line. This team won't die.
Well,
This team won't go away.
That running back's been dangerous in the passing game. We saw him catch a touchdown on
Yeah.
the flare, and there he just goes to the middle of the field, catches it, and makes a few good moves. And
They just turned the bus off. They turned their bus off, they said. You always say start the bus. They just turned it off. They said, wait a minute, let's save some gas here. We might have a game. Smith, pass right, incomplete.
Pass intended for number 4, Schmidt,
it'll be
incomplete.
The
interesting.
fat lady just went back into her room.
It'll be interesting to see number 25 Fossum, the running back. Remember, down at the other side of the field, I believe it was in the 3rd quarter, maybe the 2nd quarter, I can't remember, but they swung him out.
Yeah.
And got him on a touchdown catch. Just watch that here, as he's been dangerous in the passing game.
Pass to the end zone, incomplete. There was
Intended for number 10, Evan Faulkner,
Schmidt
incomplete.
and Faulkner were over there.
Brandon
I don't
Smith.
think he decided which one he wanted to throw to, so he just threw in the middle of them.
On the play.
That's
3rd
a
down coming up.
That's a dangerous ball when you're going against Jackson Hilton and Jesse Steffel over there in coverage also.
Washington scores in overtime to take a 34-27 lead. Third and goal from the 9. Smith. There's pressure coming. Pass
There's
over
that
the
running
middle. is-
back.
Yep, Fossum. Down at the 1.
Pass caught by Fossum.
And now Watertown's going to have to take a timeout here. It's going to be 4th and goal from the 1-yard line.
My guess is they're going to run
You think
Ball's at
so?
the 1 yard line.
with the quarterback. I would be defending against that all day.
Like QB sneak, or you think they'll run out of that pistol on 4th and goal from the one?
The pistol out of Brandon Valley's going to blitz. They're going to bring everybody. And so to have that slow developing play will not work. It's got to be, I would go under center with the quarterback not in the pistol.
Yeah.
And just go right off the butt off the center. But we'll see what they do.
I'd sell out if I was the Lynx defense. I'd bring everybody
Absolutely.
right. I'd bring everybody coming straight towards that.
You ain't got much to lose.
No,
just
you
go.
don't. You don't. And with a minute 20 to play, even if they do score,
they're an
onside
onside
kick, yeah,
away
well.
from
4th and goal for
getting the ball
Yellows.
back,
Ball's
but
at the 1-yard line.
they're going to go out of the pistol.
yes, they are. Fossum in the backfield with Smith. 4th and goal from the 1. Smith's going to throw. He fires it to the end zone. Knocked away. Lynx win. Jesse Steffel
Pass was intended
makes it
for
happen.
10, Evan
Great
Foster.
defensive play by Steffel.
And there's the other side of coaching. Why would you throw it to the outside with 1 yard to go? But
You have been running the football this way and running outside all day, and that's the play that you draw up on 4th down. Oof.
they thought they would catch them. They thought that Brandon Valley's thinking they're going to run, so we're going to throw it to the outside. Sometimes you think too much.
Yeah, if you can see that football, by the way, that is about as close to the end zone as you can get. Rapid City Stevens just scored to tie with Washington in the first overtime. As they hand it off,
Tate Johnson on the carry.
it is Johnson. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors. Final timeout here for Watertown. Justin Oakland of Oakland Homes. Long way from California to be called Oakland Homes. Bill Thompson, your State Farm agent. Harry Buck with Hague Realtors, Alliance Communication, First National Bank, Pizza Ranch, Brandon Community Foundation, Brandon Valley Journal, Taco John's, Brandon Valley Area Chamber of Commerce, the Brandon Valley Athletic Booster Club, and Sioux Valley Energy. And by the way, one more thing for the Brandon Community Foundation, the 8th annual Oak and Vine fundraiser will be November 1st from 7 until 9 at the Holiday Inn Express in Brandon. They give grants to area nonprofits, organizations who stress to provide a better quality of life for all ages. $40 a ticket, but there's booze. Remember that. Erin Dahl, you can contact her at 605-553-3925 or tedahl@alliancecom.net. Once again, helping nonprofit organizations and free booze. Well, it's not free because you're paying $40 for a ticket, but you can drink $40 worth of wine and you can still go. That's the best part about it.
That's a big thing.
Yeah. What time are you picking me up, by the way?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. I can't afford that on $40.
I might have to take Lyft ride or something.
They have Lyft in Brandon? Well, I guess they can drive from Sioux Falls, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Second down handoff. And they'll have to just run one more play here, and this one will be over. If I'm the Lynx, I'm sprinting off this field, and I'm not coming back, and I'm telling Watertown to stay off my property because the Watertown. Let's tip our cap to Watertown. They played so hard. They played such a great game today. The
Hats
Lynx
off
were
to
just
their
too
offense.
much. Yes, definitely.
Their offense came to play tonight. It was a defensive battle, and who won the defensive battle? Really, who won the turnover battle?
Yeah.
Won this ball
That
game.
made the difference. Got the turnover on the fumble inside the 5-yard line. Got the interception late.
For a touchdown.
I'm still going with Tate as my MVP with 31 for 275, 9 yards a clip, 3 touchdowns.
Absolutely. In that offensive line, maybe it's kind of like a dual players of the game with that offensive line, because without that offensive line, Tate Johnson's not running for anything.
Yeah.
And so hats off to them, too. Hats off to the Lynx coaching staff for drawing up a good scheme tonight to win this ball game, move to 4-1. There's a log jam at the 11 AAA right now with Harrisburg losing to Roosevelt tonight. They're all moving to 4-1. So that'll be big. That's like I said, there's a log jam, and that's what you like. Yeah, I understand we want our Lynx to be in first place, but it's all about how you go through these quarters of seasons. It was the off season. The Lynx always have a really good off season program. The first half of the season, they went 3-1. The second quarter of the season, the third quarter of the season, they're about to move to 1-0, and then you move into the playoffs, and victory formation for the Lynx is about to happen.
So the Lynx will move to 4-1 with a victory over Watertown. They are at Howard Wood Field next week at 5 o'clock, not 7 o'clock, 5 o'clock, taking on Sioux Falls Lincoln. We are back, power-packed, ready for action, October 11th, 7 o'clock, Sioux Falls, Washington, collision course. Be there. Should be a great game.
Fun.
Should be a great couple of weeks here. That'll be a lot of fun. So, once again, your final score, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't all fun and games, but it was a victory nonetheless, 42-28. The Brandon Valley Lynx take down the Watertown Arrows thanks to 275 yards from Tate Johnson. For Ken McCune, I'm Kyle Roki. This has been Lynx TV.
Have a great weekend.